Hey guys, excuse the lighting. I am in a hotel. I told myself I wasn't going to go live this weekend, but I have to. With everything that's just happened over the last couple of days, just want to show you the power of numbers, the power of God, and how big the numbers 9 and 11 are. I'll focus mainly on the number 9 today. So hope you're having a great weekend. I'm having a great time with my beautiful girlfriend. Met some great people on this mini break to Mexico City. In particular, I want to give a big shout out to a new friend of mine called Hernan, like Hernan Crespo. We met at a party, somewhat of a party, rooftop barbecue, and we had a deep, deep conversation. He got to know Adam and the illusion, and I think he was blown away. And it's always a nice feeling to inspire people, but all glory to God, like I told him. I've been given the gift. So beautiful stuff. Look at that, 6 in the live, 3 likes, like Haaland scored after 63 minutes, number 9. I coded him to score. I'll go through all of this with you just to try break it down off the top of my head. I'll read your comments right now first. Crazy Liverpool comeback, missed out on over 1,000 winnings, but still got some dollars. Well, congratulations on winning money. I said the other day to my good friend Riddler, he should be watching this live, Michael. I said, in reality, the aim of the game with gambling is to win money. That's the purpose of it. You hear a lot of people saying, I got 5 out of 6, I got 4 out of 5, but you lost money. That's the harsh reality with gambling. It's about winning money. That's why you gamble. If you're not winning money, you probably should stop. If you are, you should continue. If it gets the better of you and it's taking your energy, you should stop. So that is the reality with gambling. The aim is to win money. It's not always about getting every prediction right. It's seeing what's going to play out. For example, Arsenal. I'll give you a great example of reading a game. Reading a game when you learn the numbers. Arsenal drew yesterday. It was a big shock. I'm sure everybody had them to win. Put them in their accumulator. They got let down by Arsenal, a team that you would expect to comfortably win at home at minus 500 odds. Of course, you shouldn't be taking Arsenal pre-game at those odds. So Fulham, they opened the score in number 18 after 1 minute. 181's the 42nd prime. And Arsenal could stay on 42 wins against Fulham. As soon as I saw that, I wasn't convinced with Arsenal at all. And I even put it in a Twitter group. I said, you should probably take Fulham double chance. And then Arsenal took the lead. They become like minus 4,000 to win. I said, still take Fulham double chance. That 42nd prime. And they scored after 87 minutes with 10 men. Just like Liverpool today. 10 men. They should have had 9 because from what I've heard, Trent should have got sent off really early, number 66. You know, the book of Revelation's the 66th book. We know the Church of Satan was founded in 66, and he should have got sent off from what I've read and from what people messaged me. Then Van Dijk got sent off. He's number 4. He connects to the 4 horsemen. He went from being like this unbelievable defender to being average. Like, what happened to him? He was literally the best defender in the world by a mile, and now he can't even defend. So it's funny how Newcastle were winning 1-0. Number 10 scored. And they were leading 1-0 with 10 minutes left. We know Satan equals 10. And then they fall to pieces. Number 9 was the hero. So I don't know where to start here. Give us a kiss. There you go. Coca-Cola. I don't know who this person is, but he wanted a kiss. There's a kiss. Hey, Esteban. Steven Fernandez. I was born on 9/11/1996. Wow. That's incredible. I can't necessarily tell you what that means other than you were born exactly 5 years before 9/11. And 11's the 5th prime number. But I can't just tell you your whole life through your birth date. But it's very interesting. That's a nice change of scenery. Yeah, I'm having a good time. Forest Fulham early goals, yeah. The odds at half-time in the Man United game said Man United were winning. They were 2-0 down. And they were still the favourites to win. So I've told you sometimes it's not even all about the incredible code. My website had Man United to win and Bruno Fernandes to score. That wasn't my code. That was somebody on my site. Some amazing coders there. But they were down 2-0 and still the favourites. Man United haven't lost in 20 games at Old Trafford now. They've got this phenomenal record at the Theatre of Dreams because it's all a show. Klopp wins 11 in a row versus Eddie Howe. Brilliant. Brilliant find. Nunes scored 4 minutes after coming on. Yep. And number 4 got sent off. Van Dijk. And then 4 minutes after he scored, Nunes, he got a card. He got yellow carded. It's all completely coded. It's remarkable. So, first of all, 9 and 11, right? Nunes wears number 9. He did wear 27, which is 9 plus 9 plus 9, and 2 plus 7 gets you 9. And number 9 got the winning goal, assisted by number 11, Mohamed Salah, the Egyptian king. And a lot of people don't realize that Revelation 9:11 is what the 9:11 is all about. It's about Abaddon. And they had a king over them. Again, Salah's the Egyptian king, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon. This is all about how the Antichrist is going to rise. All right, this is your 9:11. It's why you had Messi in his 9th game. I said this would happen. I was telling my mates at that barbecue, especially a good friend of mine. And he said, what about Messi today? I said, it's his 9th game. He's going to score his 11th goal. He's going to do it in New York. 9/11. He's going to do it against the Red Bulls. And the beast is a bull. All right. And then you had Verstappen, who just won his 9th race in a row, which I said on my website. I put it on Twitter yesterday. His 9th win in a row. He represents Red Bull. All right. He gets his 9th in a row. Messi plays his 9th game with Inter Miami against New York Red Bulls. All right. I've told you Red Bull's an energy drink. Red Bull gives you wings. It connects to Lucifer, the fallen angel. And all this talk of aliens that you're hearing about, it's fallen angels. It's the pit. It's the rise of Abaddon. We're going to witness fallen angels, which they're going to tell you are aliens, because fallen angels is biblical, whereas aliens have nothing to do with the Bible. And we all know deep down in our soul that the Bible is the ultimate truth. There's no talk of aliens there, but there is fallen angels, and Lucifer is one of them. All right. And all these people, did you see what was his celebration? What's he doing? Okay, all these celebrations that they're doing. So Nunes made it 1-1 after 81 minutes, which is 9 times 9. 9 times 9, number 9 scores after 81 minutes. 8 plus 1 is 9. It's why Kobe being Bryant equals 81. He scored 81 points in his 666 game. The square root of 81 is 9. He played his whole career in California, which was founded on 9/9. All right. He died in a helicopter crash. 9 people died in it. He died on 126. 1 plus 2 plus 6 equals 9. Now, Super Bowl 56 was played in Los Angeles. It was won by the LA Rams. Okay. The 2 starting quarterbacks in Super Bowl 56 wore the number 9. Okay. Wore the number 9, Matt Stafford, Joe Burrow. The last major play of Super Bowl 56 was Aaron Charles Donald, connected to Trump and King Charles, number 99. That season began on 9/9, September the 9th, 99 days before the Pope's birthday. Guys, I predicted the score of the Super Bowl before it happened. I said it'd be 2023, and look out for war to be triggered in 2023 in the 247-year anniversary of the US being founded, the 13th pentagonal number, and the US can go to its 13th war. So remember recently in a live, I also said teams seem to play better now when they go down to 10 men. Give me a woo if that's what I said, guys. I said teams are playing better when they go down to 10. All right? You've just had Liverpool. Okay, come back, 10 men. Fulham, 10 men. Get an equalizer. I said it, guys. I told you all before the season began, there's going to be so many red cards, so many players sent off for dissent. Okay? Controversial decisions. Before it began, 2 years ago, I said before the season began, there's going to be crazy amounts of stoppage time like you've never seen. 96, 97, 99, 101. Just watch. No, it won't. I said watch. It will. It will. because they need those numbers that connect to the royal family and connect to Revelation. And it has been. All right. You're seeing games going 10, 15 minutes added time. I said it, guys. All glory to God. I shouldn't know this. I don't even watch the games anymore. I've actually been invited to go watch a Mexican Premier League game tonight. The stadium is literally 5 minutes away from me. I can see it now. I can see the stadium. And I'm like, I don't really want to go, to be honest. So I'll probably just say no. God's influence is everywhere. Wild, these numbers. Yeah, so if we talk about Verstappen, all right, 9 wins in a row, 11 wins in total so far. Okay. Come in. Wait a second, guys. It's either my girlfriend or it's the cleaners. Ah, no, todo bien. Todavía no.
¿Todavía no?
Sí, ahora yo trabajando. ¿Es posible se pasar en 1 hora?
Ok.
Sí, ok, muchas gracias.
Sí, corazón.
Bye. All right, guys, that was the cleaner. I thought it was. It's going to come back in an hour. So, yeah, it's crazy this. Now, check this out. The final verse of, I'm going to do a short on this. The final verse of Revelation is Revelation 22:21. It's the final verse of the Bible, right? And 2221 is the 331st prime number. Now, Verstappen, he drove the number 33 car, and he now drives the number 1, 331. His revelation, guys. Verstappen's revelation. No, it's not a motel room. It's a decent hotel. It's not a motel. So Verstappen's revelation. All your top stars are revelation. Messi, I've shown you. 9th game, 11th goal. Did it against New York. 9/11 was in New York. Verstappen, 9th win in a row. He now has 11 wins this season. 9/11. I've shown you how he has the 331 connection. Final verse of the Bible, Revelation 22:21, 331st prime. You could also say that he has car number 1 and he had 33. 133. That's when Francis became the Pope, 13th of March. Andrew, you need to stop worrying about King James and actually worry on Scripture. You need to connect with God right now. I don't know how many more warnings you want that Revelation's playing out. All right? I said this again to my friend Hanan yesterday. I said there's so many Christians and Catholics, they've never read the Bible. They've never read the Bible. Yet they claim to be children of God. They've never actually read the Bible. They've not studied Scripture. They don't actually know what Revelation is. Yet they're Christians and Catholics because they were born into it. Simple as that. They were born into it. Okay? And I've said, you've got pandemics, you've got wars, all right? You've got transhumanism, we've got financial crashes, we've got earthquakes and hurricanes, which we've never had at this rate in history. We have the internet, and Jesus said towards the end of time, the whole of the world will be able to connect with one another and speak the word of the gospel. Gospel means good news. We have the internet that's doing that. We didn't have that, okay, until what, the 80s? All right, all the talk of nuclear weapons, one push of a button. So get right with God. You can continue, obviously, coding the sports because it's biblical. You can win money. I'm going to discuss my Man City code now. All right. And this is what people say is, great job, Illusion. You called Man City to win, the treble winners against a newly promoted team. That's the type of thing you'll get from somebody who doesn't understand my work. I say you bet in play, you see the code play out, you have conviction in the code. So for me, I had Haaland to score today, Foden to be involved, and Man City to win. Haaland scored, Foden assisted the winning goal, City won. Now, it wasn't as easy as many would think because it's all coded. In reality, City should put 5 or 6 past Sheffield United. Treble winners, should be going there, putting 5 or 6 goals past them in a real world. They shouldn't need to win in the last minute, which they did. Well, the last minute of normal time, because they probably played 7 or 8 minutes. I don't even know that. So Sheffield United made it 1-1. Haaland opened the scoring, right? So I said this. I like City to win and become 3-3 in the league. Today's Sunday. Sunday equals 33. So you see a lot of 33s hit on this day. They can advance to 9 points in their third game. 9 square root equals 3, because 3 times 3 is 9. The game's on the 239th day of the year, and 23 is the 9th prime, and City can advance to 9 points. Look for number 9 Haaland to score. The game is exactly 47 weeks before his birthday, so if he does score, number 47 Foden may play a big role in this game, because their numbers sync. Haaland and Foden's numbers sync. 47 plus 9, 56. Remember, Man City beat Leeds on 5-6 the day King Charles was coronated, and they won the treble in a royal family riddle. All right? So Pep stayed on 102 career losses. 9-11 lasted 102 minutes. All right? He might stay on that for a while. The last time the teams met, City won 3-0. It was in the FA Cup semi-final where Mahrez scored a hat-trick. That was all connected to the Queen. Mahrez wears number 26. Queen equals 26. Born in 26. Became the Queen on February 6, 2-6. Remember, Messi won the World Cup 101 days after the Queen died, the 26th prime in his 26th World Cup game. And City got the third win. Sheffield United stayed on 0 wins, like 30. And a win for City would give Guardiola his 200th English top-flight victory in just his 269th game, beating the previous record of 3-2-6 matches set by Jose Mourinho in July 2020. So as soon as I saw the 269, I was like, he's winning. City win. Because 269 is the 57th prime, and I coded last season, before the season began, that Pep would become 5-7 in regards to winning Premier League titles the year of Super Bowl 57. So it made sense for him to break this record in the 57th prime game for him in the English top flight. Pep can advance to 1,948 points with a win, 1948. That's when Israel declared it would be a state. 1948 is when King Charles was born. He was born in 1114. I told you Pep has won 11 league titles in 14 seasons. Corinthians 11:14, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Guardiola's working for Satan. Everyone on that pitch was. All right? And unfortunately, all of you who are watching the game, you are giving your energy to demonic entities. All right? Pep can get his 612th all-time win. And 612 is George Bush Sr.'s birthday, which is interesting because his son was the president during 9/11. George Bush Sr. said 9/11, 1990, there will be a new world order. Exactly 11 years before the Twin Towers came down. That looks like an 11, whilst his son was the president. Ephesians 6:12. This is what you all need to know. All of you need to know this right now. Ephesians 6:12. All right? For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. You're not wrestling against Klaus Schwab or Bill Gates or Haaland or whoever it may be. All right? It's not flesh and blood. It's against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. This is referring to the fallen angels from the book of Enoch. This is referring to Lucifer, all right? Satan, who is the god of this world. Corinthians 4:4. That's why Man City won the treble, and the Champions League final was their 44th game of the season. All right? Hey, Happy Face Man. The Dutch Exposer, guys, incredible coder. He has a Twitter. You should follow him. I think he's a fantastic coder, and he seems like a genuine guy. The Verstappen streak started in Miami. Messi plays for Miami. Happy Face Man bought the Book of Enoch. God bless you. Token, phenomenal, exceptional coder on my website. Nothing but love for him. I'm actually going to read out his code here. I think it was Token because he does so many. He coded the boxing, and I looked a bit more into it. What I do, I look into people's codes if I agree with them. I share them, and I often add. By the way, Haaland opened the scoring after 63 minutes. 6 + 3 is 9. All right, everything, not just who scores, but literally the time in which they score. So, by the way, Man City were 3-1 to win. When it went 1-1, they were 3-1. My code wasn't missing. That code was not missing for Man City. And I hope some of you took Man City when they went 1-1, knowing what was going to happen. All right? Knowing what was going to happen. So let's read out this boxing code, which shows you it's all connected. I'm going to show you football and the MLS, Premier League, Formula One. All right? The golf, look at who's winning, the Norwegian. The Norwegian's going to win. If he wins by 9 shots, then I'm going to laugh so hard with number 9 Haaland scoring today. So let's read out this boxing code. Usyk against Dubois. All right. With a knockout, Usyk improves to 21-0 and 14 knockouts. Revelation 21-14. And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. Remember, there was 12 disciples. 12 days, including end date before Dubois' birthday. Usyk can get his 21st win 21 days before Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah equals 120. All right. Remember, the first day in office for the 47th president is January the 20th, 120, which can be written 201 as well, 20th of January. 30 weeks, 3 days after Zelensky's birthday, or 21 weeks and 6 days. And we know 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. Remember, Cleveland won the NBA Finals. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216 in 2016, which is 666 times 3 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. And Cleveland has the 216 dialing code, and LeBron wins the NBA in 2016 with Cleveland. 221 days after Usyk's birthday, Putin made televised address 221 saying Russian government will recognize Donetsk and Luhansk independence. Amazing stuff. 4 months, 22 days before Usyk's birthday, Russia invaded the Ukraine, 224, which is a reflection of that, which is important. 2 months, 24 days after the Queen's coronation anniversary. Kobe, by the way, was his memorial was 224. Interesting. 2 days after 32-year Ukraine independence anniversary, Usyk equals 32. Fights in Wrocław in Poland 32 days before Jesuit Order Foundation Day. Wrocław equals 32. Just know Usyk is Ukrainian, guys. 5 months, 2 days after Klitschko's birthday and 30 weeks and 3 days before. 52 weeks before Ukraine independence anniversary. Dubois can get his 20th win 20 days before Rosh Hashanah, but that wasn't going to be the case. So it's absolutely insane, guys. It's insane. And what happened? Usyk, when does he win? In the 9th round. He won in the 9th round. So Usyk wins in the 9th round, and it's a knockout, which we had. Verstappen wins his 9th race in a row, which we had. Haaland, number 9, scores. Man City get to 9 points. All right. Messi in his 9th game gets his 11th goal. Darwin's just the hero for Liverpool, number 9. He gets a brace out of nowhere. All right. Liverpool fans couldn't stand Núñez last season because he is a donkey. But as soon as that code hits in, it doesn't matter. Remember when I said years ago that people's grandmas could score a hat-trick in the Premier League if they had the right code? I wasn't joking. And I said still people would not say anything. I said Ronaldo could get hat-trick at age 55 and people will still say, yeah, but look at him, he's in great shape. And people think I was joking. I wasn't joking. This is the spiritual blindness of the world. Now, check this out. Guys, hit that like button, please. It's 39 people here. I should have 39 likes. Doing this on my vacation for you. Verstappen got his 46th win, 9 years, 34 weeks and 3 days since Schumacher's ski accident. 9 plus 34 plus 3 equals 46. Incredible. Whilst we have the 46th president. And World War I lasted 4 years. World War II, 6 years. LeBron James, 4 and 6 in NBA Finals. Brady retired 46 days after the Pope's birthday. 199th pick, 46 prime. Absolutely remarkable. So, and if you watch Messi's goal, guys, like they just walk. They're just walking. That Red Bull's back line. They literally passed it into the goal. Messi just passed it into the goal. Like, it's criminal. Since he went there into Miami, haven't lost a game. Yeah, but they've got Jordi Alba as well and Busquets. Guys, why is the goalkeeper playing so good now? He's having to take shots from Messi. Guys, it's demonic. Messi is in the US because Babylon is about to fall, which is the US, which I've told you for years. They're going to destroy the US and the UK, these superpowers, because to bring in a new world, they destroy the old world. All right? The political capital of the world is the US, it's Washington. The financial capital of the world is London. If you're going to bring in a new world order, a one world government, one world currency, one world religion, which will be New Age, which is this new age Luciferianism of we're having a global awakening and there's this mass consciousness and our chakras are opening. No talk about that in the Bible because it's utter nonsense. All right. And if you study the Bible, it says that would happen during the end. All right. When man would start believing false prophets and that they had all the knowledge and the wisdom. That's happening right now. Can you not see it? All right. It's happening right now. I'm trying to warn you about it. I'm trying to guide you. I'm doing these Bible studies with people. I'll be doing more when I get home. Because that is more important now. Summit Huge is around the corner. I've told you 9/11/2023 is exactly 42 months after coronavirus was declared a global pandemic, and the Beast of Revelation reigns for 42 months. That's why in 2022, the World Series finished 4-2, the NBA Finals finished 4-2, the Stanley Cup Finals finished 4-2, and the World Cup was decided by a 4-2 penalty shootout. In 2022, 20 plus 22 equals 42. It's because the beast reigns for 42 months, guys. And from coronavirus being declared a global pandemic, 3/11/2020 to 9/11/2023 is exactly 42 months. I told you 3 times 11 is 33. 9 times 11 is 99. 33 times 3 is 99. This is the Holy Trinity. If you get your last World Cup, it's why there's 3 nations hosting it. It's the Holy Trinity. Mexico, US, Canada. I'm not even sure we'll see that. All right? Sterling is a terrible footballer, but he's got the code right now. Sterling connects to money. All right? Sterling, pound sterling. All right? You're going to see Sterling in the headlines a lot. So if you do fantasy football, you probably want him in your team. Harry Kane scored today, number 9. Lewandowski scored today, number 9. Obviously, Kane pretty much replaced Lewandowski. Lewandowski, born in Poland, did incredible in Germany, and Hitler invaded Poland to trigger the war. All right? To trigger the war. And I've said, keep an eye on Norway. I've said that. Keep an eye on Norway. You've got Haaland, you've got Odegaard, all right, who was born on the Pope's birthday. You've got what's going on in the golf right now? You've got the Norwegian leading it. Okay. And Trump is heavily connected to golf. Right? It's heavily connected to golf. I've told you all about that. And he's all over the news right now. Remember, he was the 45th president, the 9th triangular number. All right. It's crazy. And he's going to be the 47th. 4 plus 5 is 9. 4 plus 7 is 11. He witnessed 9/11, didn't he? That's what he told us. So Hovland is going to win the golf. He's going to win the golf. I'll be shocked if he doesn't. The Norwegian. Bruno scores 76 minutes. 7 times 6 is 42. Yeah, like I said, my website had Bruno to score. Soft penalty from what somebody told me. He's a goblin. He's a goblin. He looks like a goblin, or what I perceive a goblin to look like, Bruno. And they won 3-2, didn't they? That big number that's everywhere, 32. 3 times 2 is 6. Trump owns a golf club in Scotland. Yep. Guys, if you haven't purchased my Trump book, I've sold probably about 400 of my Trump book. I don't know what you're waiting for. $11 for that book. You'll see where the world's going by reading that book. Of course, the Bible is the ultimate prophecy, but these numbers are divine. Remember, there's a book in the Bible called Numbers. Numbers are divine. I use these numbers to hopefully lead people to God and expose the devil. All right, I ain't doing it for a cheap thrill. I don't watch the games. All right, I'm not a fanboy. I don't bet. But my word, exposing the code and then connecting it to the Bible to show you that God wins, then this is why we should be using the code. Brady and Birmingham, read my Birmingham code. I said before the season began, Birmingham would go 7-3, 7 points in 3 games, and I said they'd go 10 points in 4 games. I've done 4 Birmingham games this season, and I got 4 correct. 2 of the games, they were per game like 10-1 in play, and they scored really late. They did yesterday, 95th minute winner. All right, and it was all Brady. Go on my Twitter. I don't really want to read the whole code out because it was so detailed, but Jesus is God. Yeah, exactly. It's the Holy Trinity. God walked the earth as Jesus Christ through the Holy Spirit. It's the Holy Trinity. You're seeing all these threes. Why do you think the World Cup final finished 3-3? Why do you think Argentina are now 3-3 in World Cup finals? Won 3, lost 3. Why do you think Inter Milan just dropped to 3-3 in European Cup finals? All right. Everybody who's mocking Jesus now and denying Jesus, remember that God will not be mocked. The Bible tells us that. God will not be mocked. Okay? So we're seeing it with the celebrations. It's a wild time, guys. Unprecedented, never before seen time in history. I don't think we'll ever see it again. Isn't it funny that number 9 for Liverpool gets the winner whilst the score's 1-1, like 9-11, and number 9 scores the winner from an assist from number 11? 2 weeks and 1 day before 9/11, and the game ends 2-1, and war equals 21. That's why Brady retired on February the 1st, which I predicted 18 months before it did. Queen Elizabeth, who got married at age 21. Connects to 777, guys, God's number. Can I get an amen? 7 + 7 + 7 is 21. God's number 7. Satan's is 6. That's why God is always 1 step ahead of Satan and always will be. 7 times 6, 42 for the beast is reign. Why does the beast get to reign? I'll tell you why. Because God's allowing it. Because God's allowing it. Right? Revelation 17:17. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And they are being fulfilled. That's what's beautiful. That's Revelation 17:17. Now, check this out. You might not know this. Darwin, who's from Uruguay, which has the sun in its flag, just like Argentina, Jesus Christ, the Son of God. The first ever World Cup final was Uruguay versus Argentina. Uruguay won 4-2, both of them with the sun in their flag. Okay? God is great, guys. God is so great, it's untrue. It's remarkable. So, Darwin was born exactly 12 years after Messi. Did you know that? The 12 disciples, how big the number 12 is. I grew up in number 12. All right, 12 Belmont Crescent. And then I lived in 199 Valley Road. It's funny how Brady, 199th pick, wore number 12, made his debut 12 days after 9/11. I'm connected to the code. It's remarkable. So Darwin was born exactly 12 years after Messi. Messi born 6/24, 1987. Darwin born 6/24, 1999. All right, the year that Man United won the treble. Flip those 9-6-6-6. Now in 1717, modern day Freemasonry was founded in London, England. In 1717, 17 plus 17 is 34. 34 is the 9th Fibonacci number. But listen to this. I'll say it again. Revelation 17:17. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of God shall be fulfilled. Freemasonry at the highest level is Luciferianism. The highest level. George Washington. By the way, did you know George Washington's last day in office was exactly 177 years before the Church of Satan was founded? Yeah, 177, the Jesuit orders 177, 17, the seventh prime. So God's given the kingdom to the beast. He's allowed it to fulfill his word. People like myself, atheists for 35 years, and now seeing the glorious light of the gospel and seeing that God wins and that the Bible is the ultimate truth. Every other book, all right, has nothing on it. All the other holy books, they all mention Jesus Christ. Every single one of them. Every one of them. It's the Bible they're trying to get rid of. All right, it's the Bible that's changed lives all over the world more than any other book. The Bible that stood the test of time. The Bible is the truth. And when you're lit with the Holy Spirit, you know that. If you're not, you will find holes in it. You will find holes in it. When you're lit like I am, there are no holes. It's the truth. It's playing out. We will all be judged. All right? And we all have eternal life, guaranteed. Some are going to have it in heaven, some are going to have it in hell. But that's guaranteed. We'll all be judged and we're all going to have eternal life. Where do you want to spend it? With Jesus in the new kingdom of heaven? Or do you want to go with Satan? That's where he wants you. He knows where he's going. He knows the Bible more than any of us, Satan. He knows his fate. All right. He knows the power of God. But he knows he has a lot of say. He knows that he is the God of this world. He knows he can bring people down. But only if you allow that. Okay? Only if you allow that. The Holy Spirit will protect you from all demons. All right? And spiritual wickedness. Until you have that lit within you, he will devour you. And over the next few years, he's going to devour billions of people. Devour. All right? Somebody's having apple pie and cream. Excellent. I haven't had lunch yet. I'm having a really good time, guys, here. Mexico City is a beautiful place. So much culture. So many decent restaurants. The weather's been good. Although it's very erratic. It can be beautiful, then start hammering it down. It's inconsistent. But it's good. If you've never been to Mexico City, you should check it out. So right now, you know, Liverpool fans are going to be ecstatic. Newcastle fans are going to be devastated. Man City fans are going to be ecstatic. Sheffield United fans will be devastated. I would highly recommend stop supporting these teams. Stop getting your season tickets and buying your jerseys and worshipping false idols. I know it's hard. It's very hard. It's very, very hard to stop doing that. But when you really break it down, why are we watching grown men cry when Haaland scores? Or running on the pitch just to hug him? Can you not see how sad that is? Even getting their name on the back of your shirt. You never even met them. Singing songs, chanting the name. Why can't you chant and sing about God? The Creator. Not some guy or girl who you've never met, who you'll never meet, who you'll never get to know. We know that sports can determine your mood. When I was a Man United fan, devout, when they lost, it affected me for 24 hours. Looking back now, thinking, wow, Adam, but part of my story, it is what it is. It would ruin me. All right? I'd go out for dinner, my appetite wasn't quite there. I wasn't in the mood for telling jokes just because Man United lost or dropped points. Now I look at that and think, wow, tragic, lost. I was lost. I told you, I thought I had everything sorted in my life. I thought I had this wonderful life. I had everything under control. And in many ways I did, but ultimately I didn't. I was a lost soul. All right. I've been reborn through God's salvation and God's grace. And I'm forever grateful for that. Hello? Okay, Guapa, I'm just doing a stream, but I'll... Oh, yeah, that looks nice, Guapa. Do you want people to see you or not?
I just need to grab something for myself.
My beautiful girlfriend's just entered the room. She's just got her hair done. So, yeah, we've all been deceived. Again, the Bible tells us that he will deceive all. We've all been deceived, guys. We have to accept that, all right, and move on. All right, learn from your mistakes and grow. It's essential. We know ego and pride is what holds us back. It's those traits that don't allow us to grow. And I was speaking again to Hernan yesterday. I said, a lot of people can't comprehend growth. They can't comprehend growth. So they think you're having a breakdown or a meltdown when your views of the world change. Like, because I stopped watching professional sports and I don't have a TV and I didn't have any interest in the world of celebrity, people thought I was having a nervous breakdown, that I'd lost my mind. All right. When I got rid of my Facebook account, check on Adam. I think something's wrong with him. He's just deleted his Facebook account. It's like, really? Do you know what I mean? Like, we've got to realize that growth's an essential part of life. And people seem to want to restrict your growth. They frown upon people growing. We know in this world, we love to bring people down, just like the media. Bring you up, smash you down. If only people were more happier for other people's success instead of comparing themselves, all right, or wanting what they have. Again, the Bible tells us not to want what everybody else wants, not to compare. Okay? All glory to God. Shouldn't be constantly comparing yourself with other people. Oh, their house is bigger. Oh, he got a better grade than me. That's not fair. I worked harder on the project than him. Right? Constantly making these comparisons. So, does my girlfriend see the truth? Yeah. Yeah, she believes in Jesus Christ. She sees what's playing out right now with Revelation. She's still probably a little bit more in love with the world than I am, which is fine. But yeah, she sees. She sees. I don't think you could possibly be dating somebody like me without being able to see. All right? Do you know what I mean? Without being open-minded and aware, there's no way you could date the illusion. There's not a chance. I would drive you insane. So yeah, she sees. Adam, I share your shorts on Facebook. Are you okay with that? Yeah, all of you can share my work. I've told you as well at times, when you see my codes, you don't have to say it's mine. You can say it's yours if you want, or not even acknowledge me, which is absolutely fine. Just get the work out, because the work's incredible. Like this week, the number 9, you can just show them all these number 9s. That can't be denied. People were saying to me, it's like, your work can't be denied, can it? I said, some of it can, because I'm not always right. But the work I present in regards to my live streams, no, you can't argue with it. All the 9s I've given you today, all of them, how do you argue? You can argue and say, well, it's a coincidence, but you can't argue to say that I'm just making it up, because it's there for you to see. That's why my work's different to nearly everyone else's, because it's not really opinion orientated, most of it. It's this is what happened. Usually I said what's going to happen before it happens, and I reveal it. So yeah, share my work. All of you should be sharing my work in reality. The Lord has blessed me. All glory to him. I know that. How can me, all right, in 3 years have this level of knowledge and wisdom and spirit without divine inspiration from the Lord? It's impossible. All right? However hard I worked and however many sleepless nights I had, and gave my life to the code, I still shouldn't have this amount of knowledge. You guys in the chat who can code at a high level, you shouldn't have this level of knowledge. And it's not just because of this global awakening, Christ consciousness, all right, and all of that, and the pineal gland is opening, all that nonsense, Satan, New Age. It's God's given you the gift. Now, how are you going to use it? Are you going to use it just purely to code sports, to hopefully win some money? That's fine. Go for it. That's what I did for over a year. Are you going to use it to try and build your armor and your spirit, to understand scripture, and then become an evangelist and preach the word of the God? That's what I do. There's many ways in which you can do it. There's many ways in which you can use this gift, but it is a gift, and it's not your gift. It's a gift that you've received. All right. Ultimately, what are you going to do with the gift? All right. I'm writing books. I've got a YouTube channel. I've got a website that's like a family to me. It feels like a family. All right. I read everybody's comments and codes. I see them as brothers and sisters. I do. All right. And anyone on my website, like the new people, said, well, this is my first code. I'm a bit nervous. Share everything you want to share. That's the whole point of the platform. If a code misses, it misses. If it hits, good for you. It'll give you more confidence. But share. All right. Nobody's paying $10 a month on my website expecting everything to be correct every day. They can't be that naive. All right. It's there to acquire knowledge, to be part of a like-minded community, and basically support each other. And I'm the guy who's basically in charge of it. I'm like the manager. But it's not just me. Managers don't determine the victor. The players have to go out there as well. So that's how I see it. That's how I saw it when I was a teacher. I got that. You look good.
I'll text you. Okay.
Yeah, send me some photos. Are you literally leaving to?
Yeah, I'm going to my aunt's house, and then but I'll let you know. I think Peter is staying there.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna get some food after this from Subway or something.
I'll text you.
Okay. Enjoy. Go up there. So all athletes can't be fallen angels, because what are the chances the numbers of fallen angels will match their names? I don't believe they are all fallen angels. No, I don't. I believe that they are working for Satan and they're not completely aware of it. But again, I've said this controversial statement many times, that if you're working for Satan, you're also working for God, because Satan works for God. Sounds intense, probably doesn't make sense to you, but that's the reality. Satan has to ask for permission from God. Okay? So you've just, which I've said for around a year and a half, you have to pick a side right now. Like, you have to first of all accept that spiritual wickedness in high places are running the show on earth. Who are you gonna enjoy? Who are you gonna support right now? Are you gonna study the Word of God? I brought my Bible with me on my trip. I've got the app on my phone. Who are you gonna give yourself to? God or the devil? The Word or the world? All right. Are you going to worship people you don't know? Or are you going to worship God? Are you going to spend a bit more quality time with your family? Or you want to be down at the pub with your mates, talking about who's winning Champions League? You have a choice. God is in control of everything, yes. That's why we're not supposed to have any fear. We're not supposed to have any fear other than God's judgment, which is a sign of respect, because our eternal life lies in his hands. But we should not have any fear. Everything that's going on now, guys, told you, war, famine, the LGBTQ plus community, all right, financial crashes. God knows what's going on here. Completely in control. I'm on his team. I trust him. You hear, my friend this morning sent me a video of Ricky Gervais, who's an atheist. All right, trying to show me why me believing in God is ridiculous. Ricky Gervais said he's an atheist. Why? Because you can't prove that there's a God and there's 3,000 other gods. Now, Ricky Gervais, who got to the top of Hollywood, my really good friend is going to trust Ricky Gervais over the Holy Bible. Okay, we know the likes of Ricky Gervais, Russell Brand, they're highly intelligent, all right? They're well-spoken, they're very articulate, but they're deceivers. But people will trust these people because they will speak a certain amount of logic. But the Bible's not about logic, it's about your spirit. You could be the most intelligent person in the world. You could have 7 degrees. You could have studied at Harvard. All right? Doesn't mean you'll ever comprehend the power of the Bible. If you're not lit with the Holy Spirit, you will not comprehend Scripture. You will not have that relationship with God. Because in order to have a relationship with God, you have to understand Scripture. You have to accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. Otherwise, you're never going to understand the Bible. Espérame. Okay, you can, yeah, sí. Y yo le inicio aquí en mi caño. Gracias. Gracias. Cleaners here, guys. So that's what I'm saying to you. It's like, remember I mentioned to you guys a few days ago that my main focus now is to preach the word of God to people who worship God. So to build our armor, we are armor bearers. All right. So I want to have these deep conversations and discussions and insights with believers. And I know a lot of people say, oh, I should be out pounding pavement and I should be preaching the word of God. I've told you all along, it doesn't work. I've seen it. I've witnessed it myself. I've walked past it as a non-believer saying, can they just be quiet? Who do they think they are? So I realized that you can say, okay, preach the word of God. Everywhere you go, preach the word of God. That's not how I see it. All right. I'm going to preach the word of God. All right. To the believers. All right. To myself. Okay. I ain't going to just go around with a sign saying God wins. If you don't repent, you're going to hell, like you see people in the streets. I don't think that's the right way of doing it. God has a plan for all of us. All right. His plan was for me to be reborn. His plan was for me to reveal the illusion of the world. And I trust him. Everything I do, I trust in him. So Ricky Gervais is a Mason. He's a Satanist. We need to take out this Freemason term. He's a Satanist. All right. That's all you need to know about Ricky Gervais. And all the talent that he has, Lucifer can do that. All right. He can give you your darkest, deepest desires. He can provide them for you and he can take them away from you. So Gervais, of course, his career has just been remarkable. Everything he does touches to gold. Everything he does, all right, has been like a huge success. Yeah, the book of Numbers, give that a read. Give that a read. All right, I'm gonna tell you this as well before I go. Again, give me a couple of woos if you remember me saying this. Remember I told you all through the Holy Spirit that celebrities and athletes are going to start coming out saying that the games are scripted. Give me a woo if you remember me saying that, because I did. I said they're all going to come out, the athletes are going to come out, officials, coaches, and saying, well, we were given a script, and that's why we won that Super Bowl. That's why we won the NBA Finals. It was a script handed to us. I said it, guys. I promise you I said it multiple times. And it's now coming out. Just look at the recent NFL commercial telling you that it's a script. With Messi, they keep saying Hollywood script. Who could have scripted it any better than this? They're telling you all of that. NBA players have come out now and said, yeah, we got beat in the playoffs because it was scripted for us to lose. All right, because we needed to ensure that these teams made it to the NBA Finals. So we accepted it because it's a corporation. They're all coming out now. Why did I say that would happen? Because they don't want you knowing that it's God and that it's spiritual. So if you can say it's man and they were given a script and they're given scripts every single day in every single nation for every single sport, male and female, all right, for every single moment. I made fun out of it, didn't I? Remember this, guys? Yeah, it's the FIBA basketball. Remember this? How crazy is this? Just who remembers my Ben Chilwell impersonation and Raheem Sterling? Can you remember it? I was making fun about how they're all given a script, every individual player. They've got to get this amount of interceptions, this pass completion, they've got to score this amount of goals. All right, got to look at this camera because it's all scripted. Do you remember me doing it? That live stream? Hit the like if you remember that. I'm not going to do it again. But I was making fun out of Chilwell. He was sat down and he was given his script, right? In that live stream, you can go back and watch it. I said, I promise, I said in that live stream, the script was for Raheem Sterling to score a brace. I said it. Go back and watch it. I said, this is Raheem's day. This is for Sterling. The script's for him to be the hero and score 2 goals. And then literally the game after, he was the hero and scored 2 goals. That wasn't a code that I did. I made fun out of Sterling, said he'd score 2 goals at Stamford Bridge and be the hero. And then the game after, he scored 2 goals at Stamford Bridge and was the hero. And I was just making fun. Can you remember that? Anybody? Or go watch it. I said Sterling has scored 2 goals and the script was for him. How wild is that? In the game after he scores 2 and just, it's gobsmacking. It really, really, really is. Sterling ain't a great player. That's my point, guys. I wish you guys could play football at my level. All right? Sterling ain't a great footballer. He ain't. A lot of them are not. A lot of them are not. Did you know that Núñez wears number 9 for Liverpool and he wears number 9 for Liverpool and number 11 for Uruguay? Yeah, look, this is what I mean. He's playing in the Premier League because he's given himself over to these secret societies. You see his celebrations, the Luciferianism, look at his tattoos. All right? This is what my brother said to me when I was younger. I told you I used to go watch Man United. All right? I watched many Premier League games. And I always said to my dad, this level's not very high. Nobody could comprehend what I was saying. Other than my dad once said Rooney's overrated. I said, these players are not that good. They've got too much time. All right? The touch isn't that great. They're not as quick as you think they are. A lot of players can't beat a player. They miss sitters. All right? I was seeing all this as a kid. So I was playing at Bradford City. I was like, if I had that amount of time, I could be doing more than what they're doing. I said all of this. See? I said, I could be doing that. But you're not in Premier League, though, are you, Adam? I was like, no, I'm not. But if you actually watch it, it ain't that great, the level. And I've proven to all of you now it ain't. If you still want to believe that this Premier League and Champions League and World Cup is this phenomenal level with the best players in the world, then you're delusional. I've told you the higher the level, the more time they get, the more space they get. And they're still making ridiculous errors. Last night at the bar, there was this Mexican game going on. I think it was Santos. I can't remember who they were playing against. The level was shocking. There's a Mexican Premier League. All right? They couldn't even control the ball. Just doesn't make sense to me. Like, and then I was speaking to my mate about it, and he was like, it's true. They train every day, and they have been since they were kids. If you're a pro, you've probably been in an academy since you was 7, 8 years old. So they're training 4 days a week, some of them for the last 30 years, all right, playing twice a week, constantly got a ball at the feet, and they still make these errors, or they can't play a 10-yard pass, or they're missing a sitter from 3 yards, or the goalkeeper's letting it go through his legs, all right, or he can't catch a ball like De Gea at that level. So you can say, oh, well, you ain't in Premier League. You can't say that. Well, I know technically what I can do with a ball, all right? They can't do it, most of them. You watch when like Real Madrid or Barcelona, they reveal their new signing that can't even do 10 kick-ups, can't even balance the ball on his neck or on his foot, all right? Some of them even trip over the ball whilst they're doing that. And people still applaud them. So yeah, keep convincing yourself that they're there because they're the best players in the world. Convince yourself that. It's comical. It's sad. It's actually sad. Or somebody like Jedwood. Remember Jedwood, those twins who can't sing? They managed to get a top 10 hit. Is that because they're so talented? Come on, guys, have a word. Yeah, Jude Bellingham's the first player to score in his first 3 Real Madrid games since Ronaldo, and can't remember who the other players. 3 players have done it. I think I've saved it on my phone. All right, Bellingham, who's not really a goal scorer. It's not like he's a striker, guys. He's scoring all these winning goals, and it's Jude, and it's the Epistle Jude. I've told you about that. And his brother's Job, the Book of Job. I've done videos about it. Shall we look at this guy who plays for Georgia and Napoli? Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? No, it's just a celebration, mate. It's just a celebration. That's what he does. It's just what he does. That's his celebration, guys. You're just jealous because you don't play in Premier League. Bellingham brothers, same day. That makes sense. This is Baphomet. I've shown you that. Look at his waist. Number 10. All mocking tongue for the devil. You really think Neymar's so good as well? Who are you pointing to, Sadio? Who are you pointing to, mate? Let's all do the same point here. Who are you pointing to, mate? Who are you pointing to? Just Mahrez and Firmino there. I think Neymar's got something in his eye, yeah? Neymar's got something in his eye. Didn't Nunes do that number 9 today? Who are you pointing at, Haaland? Rodri. Rodri, who are you pointing at, mate? Nothing satanic about that. This is definitely not satanic. Is it? I'm just jealous that I'm not in the Premier League. I guess they're all inspired by this guy, mediocre footballer, which I've told you all for years. All right, mediocre footballer, Rashford. No, he's in Premier League. He scores all these goals. You're just jealous, Illusion. Messi's wife, what's she doing? Pointing to the head is the mark of the beast. All right, the mark of the beast, pointing to the head because your temple is part of the forehead. Study the Bible, you'll understand. And this is definitely not satanic. All of you guys doing your yoga, I do yoga and I'm getting one with myself. No, you're not. You're summoning demons. That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. You wonder why celebrities push yoga to make you guys do it or your friends do it. What's this? I can go on all day, guys, with this. Who's Mbappe pointing to here? Who? Classic Baphomet here for Ronaldo. Up and down. Look at his finger there, down.
Gracias.
No, de nada. Buen dia. Bye. This is who they worship. This is who they're pointing to. This is who they've been fooled by. Okay. Andre 3000 from Outcast. That makes sense. That's just a normal thing to do. Let's get another one of Trump, shall we? All you Trump supporters out there, what are you doing? What are you actually doing? Do you know who you're worshipping? No. Some nice one-eyed symbolism for Madonna with the X on her eye. This was years ago. X. What's Twitter now called? So, yeah, this is Phil Foden's son. I guess his favorite player is Alvarez. Maybe the media will tell you that Alvarez is his favorite player, and you'll believe it. Peter Crouch, the vow of silence. No, but Peter Crouch is funny. Peter Crouch is one at Lads. I listened to his podcast. He's one at Lads. No, he ain't one at Lads. He works for the devil. All right. This is that lame man who all the guys are attracted to because they see blonde hair and a pair of fake titties and get attracted. What? Why is she covering her eye? He. Well, I know why. There's just so many. Little Uzi Vert. Who's he pointing to? No, he's just being himself, Adam. You shouldn't judge. Okay. So, guys, I've got thousands of these photos. And from all different industries. Why is Aubameyang pointing to his head as well? I feel for them. I hope they repent. I really do. I think the more you give yourself to the devil, the harder it is. But we'll see. And again, we'll finish with this Dele Alli one. Can you do the Dele Alli? Can you do it? Try it. Wow. All right, guys. So again, the code is playing out, correct? It's all biblical. The symbolism's there for all to see. For those with eyes to see and ears to hear, this is blatantly obvious right now. Those who don't have those gifts, It doesn't matter if I show you 50,000 of those photos. It doesn't matter if I show you 50,000 incredible codes and back it up with scripture. It'll be irrelevant to you. Some of you are getting this, which is beautiful. All right. Seeds are being planted. But again, like I said, for most people, they won't see it. Whatever is revealed to them, they won't see it. It's a foreign language, guys. My Beyonce video is remarkable. All right, to show you who Beyonce works for. But if you're a big fan of Destiny's Child and Beyonce and celebrity culture, you wouldn't have got through the first minute of it, because when you attack celebrities, people's beloved celebrities or clubs, it feels like a personal attack on them, correct? If you attack somebody's idol, so if they love Beyonce and they've gone to all of the concerts and have all of the merchandise, all right, maybe they've got a tattoo with some lyrics from one of the songs, and you tell that person, hey, Beyonce is working for the devil and it's plain to see, and I've got a video that backs it up. Do you think they're going to watch it? They won't, because it shatters their illusion. So what they'll do is one of two things to me: mock me or shout at me. So I'm at a point, which I've told you all, I'm not necessarily interested in going out of my way to show people what I see who can't see. And once they can see, they come to me. It's happened hundreds of times. People who doubted my work come to me now. They've apologized to me. Not that they don't have to apologize to me, but they have. Many have gone on my website who mocked my work. So you've just got to do what you're going to do for those who understand it. You cater for people's needs, don't you? All right. If you knew that a group of vegans were going to come to an event, you're not going to provide them hot dogs and burgers, are you? You're going to give them the salad, whatever it is that they want. That's how it is. Little Uzi Vert's a man of God. His hair's like Lucifer, aka who do I say Lucifer is? The Statue of Liberty. Little Uzi Vert's hair is like the Statue of Liberty, just like Lisa Simpson's hair is like that. We know all about the Simpsons. Again, when you reveal what the Simpsons have revealed and the predictive programming, those people who've grown up loving the Simpsons, they've come home from work, they turn the TV on, and all they want to do is sit down, eat a donut, and watch the Simpsons. If you take away that little bit of joy that they have, which could be as simple as watching the Simpsons, they're going to push you away because that's their joy. How dare you attempt to take away my pleasure? Because the world, they want to be entertained. They thrive off pleasure and they hate the truth, because the truth doesn't provide a lot of pleasure. It provides a lot of spiritual growth, but it doesn't provide that pleasure. All right. For example, reading the Bible, it feeds me. It feeds my spirit. It builds me in so many ways, but I definitely don't get entertained by reading the Bible. It doesn't entertain me. There's no jokes in there. All right. It's not entertaining, but it's very, very enlightening and profound, but it's intense. And again, a lot of people don't actually like to think. Let's be real, guys. It's not me being like talking down on people. We're in instant gratification. We're in the world of AI, where a lot of things are being done for us. And people don't actually want to think. So if they have spare time, they don't want to go into deep Bible study. They want to flick the TV on. That's just the reality. Can I get a woo if I'm speaking truth here? It's just the reality of the situation, of the world. I wouldn't say football is just another job. In some ways, yes, it is. They go to work, they pick up their wage, all right, for performing an act or multiple acts. So, yeah, football is a job, but you've got people, billions of people worshipping this sport. Okay, where they're being deceived, blatantly being deceived. If you're still watching pro football now and not questioning where the world is or the world of professional sports, you're still somewhat in denial with it all. The decisions, the extra time, the ridiculous goals, the mistakes. And you're still just going, no, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's just, there's more mistakes now than there's ever been. But the players right now should be the best they've ever been. The training they get, all right? The access to technology, all right? The facilities, the quality of the pitches, and the level's getting lower. It's getting lower, guys. The level's getting lower. It shouldn't be. It should be. It should be immensely high at this point in history. Homer Simpson sold his soul for donuts. Why do you think Homer Simpson worked at the nuclear power plant? Why do you think Stranger Things was such a huge show, which was about nuclear power? The main character's 11. 11. Okay? Real Iniesta, I don't have a boss. I work for myself. But yeah, if I did have a boss, could he be a Satanist? Of course. What's your point? Luke 18:27, but he said, the things that are impossible with people are possible with God. Amen. Corinthians verse 16, 13 through 14. Be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. Let all that you do be done in love. God is love, so preach the word of God. That's what that's all about. The level's blatantly lower. The quality of their touch, all right, is going downhill. The misses, the quality of the defending. Like, where are the central defenders now? Like, where have they gone? The goalkeeping errors are absolutely comical. Comical. And they're getting more and more money. They're not. I've told you, I've predicted many times how much money a player is going to get sold for through his code. They don't get the money you think that they get. I think people don't realize how ritualistic it is at the highest level. I ain't talking semi-pro. I'm talking international, Premier League, Champions League, NFL, NBA, the rituals that go on. All right, Hollywood. It's far easier to just believe that celebrities make it to the top because they're more talented than everybody else and they work harder than everybody else. That's the easy cop-out. People love an easy cop-out, don't they? That's why it says the road to heaven is narrow, okay, and the road to destruction is wide because it's the easier path, the wider, easier path. And most people are going to walk it, and they're walking it now. They're walking it now. I have to say, living in this world right now with my newfound faith is way harder than it was a year or two ago. It's far harder for me to be around people. Not that I dislike them. I just find it hard to be around them. It's far harder for me to have conversations with people now. It's far harder for me to be excited by things. So that scares a lot of people because they thrive off, I told you, being excited on a high. That's why people do drugs or get drunk or gamble. They need that high. All right? They're looking for something else outside of themselves. So you will see the more you build your armor, unfortunately, the less you love the world. But that's actually a great sign. Haaland scored, yeah. I coded Haaland. Hans coded Haaland. Thomas Lockwood coded Haaland. Hans' code's phenomenal. Phenomenal coder. He has a Twitter as well. Check him out. He doesn't get enough support. Don't remember his name. It's so many numbers. You can put it in the chat. I don't believe anything they tell me. The narratives have gone crazy. It's hard to believe really anything in the mainstream, but there's definitely sprinkles of truth. But did you see Celtic women beat Dundee 9-0 today? Just like Celtic beat Dundee, the men's team 9-0 right after Liverpool beat Bournemouth 9-0. Go check it. Celtic women beat Dundee 9-0 today. Like Celtic men's team beat them 9-0. Number 9 was the hero for Liverpool. I've told you they both have the "You'll Never Walk Alone" anthem, which is Satan. That song. So is Imagine. That's about the New World Order. So Salah's being linked to Saudi Arabia. Of course, he is the Egyptian king. It's ridiculous. Guys, if you're not on my Twitter, you need to go there. Kane scored again. I expected him to score. He's got 3 goals in 2 games. That's that 32. Told you, Kane will finish the top goal scorer in the Bundesliga. No doubt about it. And he's going to get loads of penalties. And he got another 2 goals today. Bayern are winning the league. I'm not going to go through all my predictions, but they're winning the league. Not just because they're the best team, because they got the code. So, yep. Just another weekend of helping people, I think, see through the code. It's good when you have weeks like this because it all connects. Did you see my pictures of Princess Helen of Greece? I'm the crazy one for saying what I say. Google Princess Helen of Greece. I can't say it on YouTube. Right, okay, what we can say about this, Luke, much love to you, mate. Haaland had to get 1 goal today. But with the penalty miss, remember it's energy harvesting. If you watch Sheffield United fans, when he missed, they went crazy. It's like they scored. Right? Now, if it's all coded by man, did Haaland deliberately hit the inside of the post? Is he that good from his penalty? Like Haaland, you're going to get a penalty, you're going to miss, but you got to hit the inside of the post. Make sure it don't go in off the post. It's got to hit the inside and come out. But don't worry, you're going to get the winning goal in the 63rd minute with a header. Don't worry about it. All right. Again, I'm not going to make fun. I'm just saying, did he deliberately hit the post from his penalty spot? Is he that good? Footballers miss pens. Yeah, of course they do. But if it's deliberate, I'm saying, did he deliberately hit the post? Yeah, Hans, I would change your name. I know that will have connections. You got the 42 for the Beast. You got 666 for Revelation. You got the 343 because that is what 7 times 7 times 7. You got the 831. That might be because that's when Princess Diana died and when the Prince of Saudi Arabia was born. I don't know, but it's your Twitter name. It'll have a purpose. But for me, I don't want to say, guys, you need to follow 4266831343 on Twitter. All right? Because you are phenomenal at coding. See, a lot of you want to look at Grealish and just say he's a lad's lad. Grealish ain't a lad. That's all I'm going to say. And yeah, nobody can take the ball off him. Grealish does the same thing every time as well. Just like Mahrez did from one side, Grealish does from the other. Grealish, he does a little touch with the inside of his right foot, and then he cuts back on the outside of his right foot, and he cuts in and drives, correct? Is that not what Grealish does? More often than not, because he plays on the left wing now. He drifts out to the left like Thierry Henry. He drifts out. The defender closes him off. He takes a little touch. He drops his shoulder. He cuts in on his right. He drives, plays that little pass. Sometimes he gets the 1-2. Sometimes he shoots it. Same thing. Same with Mahrez. Drifts out right, picks it up, cuts inside on his left, plays a little pass at the angle, gets it back, puts it in the corner. Messi does it a lot. Again, picks it up. He often picks it up on the right, Messi, cuts inside, plays to the striker's feet. They lay him off like a training drill. He passes it in the far corner. Most of his goals are that with Messi. It's what happens, no? Now, you can give all credit to Pep Guardiola, but if these coaches are getting paid millions of dollars as well, can you not see how these teams are set up? I've told you all of this. I don't know why I have to repeat myself. Man City play through their defensive midfielder. They always have done under Guardiola. So did Barcelona. They always play through their defensive midfielder. Xavi, Fernandinho, all right, Rodri, John Stones when he plays in there. They play through their defensive midfielder. They start their attacks through him. He's always open. So what I want you to watch, if you watch Man City, because a lot of you still watch, tell me who's actually marking Rodri when you watch. Tell me who picked up Fernandinho when he was at Man City, when he could just pick the ball up off the centre half under no pressure. Tell me how many people were actually putting pressure on Xavi when he was at Barcelona, when he could just drive the ball forwards under no pressure. Tell me. Now watch Messi in the MLS and watch when he's dribbling. Of course, he's a great dribbler. Of course, he is. Demon inside of her. Can't deny his touch. Messi's touch. Wow. But defenders run away from him. They run away from him. They run backwards. Whilst he's going forwards, they're going backwards. It's what are you doing? So yeah, you again, like I said, I play at a phenomenally high level. I do. And coach. I know the game inside out. And I know it ain't right. You watching this Real Iniesta guy, like your name's named after a footballer. Again, Iniesta, what a touch he had. He could go through 6 players at a time. He was only Iniesta's built like me, all smaller. Iniesta never got knocked off the ball. Messi never gets knocked off the ball. Maradona never got knocked off the ball. You say, well, yeah, he was stocky. They don't ever get knocked off the ball. Mahrez is very light. His build would never get knocked off the ball. He'd go down and get fouled, but he would never get physically knocked off. So again, you've got to watch what's going on in the games before you start saying how incredible they are. Nobody sticks with Messi. Whoever's supposed to be marking him, they're never there. It can't be that hard to stay with a player. It can't be that hard. Again, do player cam on these players. They're walking. I would say if you watch Messi play, most of the game is just walking, correct? Give me a woo, guys. Watch Messi play. He's walking nearly all the game. If you're player camming Messi, right? If you're going to player cam him and you're just watching him, it's like this. This is Messi when he don't have the ball. And then he gets it and it's like boom, 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 and it's like go. You watch Messi playing, he's walking around pitch. Well, he don't have to run. He's so good, he don't have to run. Watch loads of them. Watch how slow the game is. I wish you could see it. Maybe even that you can't see if you don't have the eyes. Watch a game without commentary. Take out the roar of the fans. Take out the extreme commentary and watch the games on mute. Tell me how quick they are. Tell me how good they are. Somebody's mentioning Trent. Yeah, he can't defend. Trent Alexander-Arnold can't defend. He's got a great whip. like every pro footballer should have. He can't defend to save his life. So how was he Liverpool's right back when they were the best team in the world? They were the best team in the world under Klopp for about a year and a half. Why did their starting defender play right back when he can't defend? But he made all those assists. So why is he not playing right wing or centre mid, which they're starting to do now, which I said that's where he should be before I knew the code. I said Trent should be playing in midfield. He shouldn't be a defender. He can't defend. Now he is becoming a midfielder, like I said he would be, because I knew the game back then. But he cannot defend. How on earth can a Champions League, England international, Premier League winner not be able to defend and be a first choice right back? Because he scores big goals. How many Premier League appearances do you have, Illusion? Yeah, okay. Yes, Slavia Prague's symbol is a pentagram. It is. All right, so I'll just read out Iniesta's comments. I understand Messi. He lets the midfielders get tired and picks his moment too. That's why he has so much speed on the ball. He doesn't waste his energy. Remember what I've said to you, that there's no hope sometimes with certain people. How are midfielders, professional athletes, getting tired? Hey, much love, Miss Jones. How are they getting tired? All right. Let's say the average Premier League footballer. I'll ask you all. I don't know the answer to this. Give me your opinion according to what they've told us. How much money do you think the average Premier League player gets a week? I could Google it now, but I want your opinions, guys. How much money do you think that the average Premier League footballer in 2023 gets a week? So somebody says 40 grand average. Okay. Just keep them coming. I'm intrigued to see what you think. So 40 grand. Okay. 15. Flinny thinks 15. I think it's higher than that, but he could be right. Keep going. I'm going to do the research. And again, it doesn't mean this is true. See what they say. The average Premier League footballer earns £60,000 a week. That's what it says. 60 grand. Right? 60,000. Now, you divide that by 7. What's that? About 8.5 grand. About 8.5 grand a day. All right? This is what they're saying. I've told you they don't get that, but the town of 6, that's about 8.5 grand a day. They train 2 hours a day. I knew a lot of pro footballers. They train 2 hours a day. So getting for 2 hours work, that's about 4 grand an hour. All right, but you could say, yeah, well, then they go to events. They've got to attend this and they've got to attend that and they've got to attend meetings. Yeah, but actually training, it's for about 2 hours on average a day. So for this Iniesta guy in the chat, again, he loves the game. It's going to be very hard for him to break that spell that he's under. So I'm not hating him. I was like you, mate. Maybe not at the level of idol worship that you're providing in the stream, but I get your points of view. So then to say that Messi waits for the midfielders to get tired. Most teams play once a week, yeah? All right. Most teams, unless they're in Europe, they play once a week. Occasionally, you might have 2 games a week if there's FA Cup going on, but usually when there's FA Cup, the league games don't take place. So to say a guy, I know that's the MLS with Messi, but he did the same thing in La Liga, that players are waiting for midfielders who are on about 60 grand a week to get tired when they're playing for 90 minutes, an hour and a half. A lot of them don't play the 90 minutes. A lot of them don't even do much running in that 90 minutes. So Messi waits for players to get tired. That's why your excuse for him to walk around the pitch is because he's using his mind. He's waiting for them to exert all their energy so he can take advantage of them. 60 grand a week, athletes, low on energy. William Jose for Real Betis just scored and his shirt number's number 9. There you go. All you're going to get, again, is, well, it's number 9. Strikers score. That's all you're going to get. Isn't it? And it's a justifiable argument because Satan always has justifications. Good job. Number 9 scored. Is their striker. He gets paid 100 grand to score goals. That's what you get. So for people, they will just justify what their beliefs in any way they possibly can. Trump does this because it means A-OK, and he's telling us that the nation's okay under his leadership. That's why he does it. Come on, duh. That's what they'll say to me. It's like, okay, sure, that's why he does it. But then I've got a book about him. I've coded his whole life. Napoli's number 9 scored. Yeah, he's connected to Revelation. No. Pro footballers, my point is they don't sprint around everywhere. Guys, I don't know if you're watching these games properly. They're not sprinting around everywhere. They walk more than they run. They very rarely sprint. When does a defender sprint? All right, when the attacking team's got behind them. Rarely happens. Most teams play so deep. So they ain't often sprinting. Strikers don't sprint as much as you think. All right, they're usually hanging off the centre half. The movement's pretty good. You watch somebody like Benzema, he hardly ever sprints. The best player in the world. He hardly ever sprints. He's floating around on centre half and he's waiting to receive the ball and he holds it up and he often plays it out wide. He makes his run inside. The defender suddenly stops defending him. This happens loads, guys. Just watch this move that they do. All right? Watch this move that they do. Haaland, Benzema, Kane. It's this. They hardly ever sprint. People like Salah. Salah sprints a ton. All right? He does sprint a lot. But again, when he's not on the ball, he's walking. Salah walks. So, or Firmino. So, centre half is behind me here. All right? You'll get this. You'll get a lot. If you do player come on them, there's always that movement. So, it's like ball's gone out to left here, right? It's gone out to left back. Let's say I'll be Nunes. Let's say it's gone out to Robertson. So Nunes starts drifting a bit more to left. It goes back to Alisson. It's back here in centre. All right. Then it goes to Trent. He shuffles over here. All right. And then the ball starts going to the middle of the field. He starts making a bit more movement now. He'll come in. He'll try and come in and get it. He'll hold the defender off and he'll touch it back. And then usually what happens, he'll go back to his original position. Centre half's here. Again, he's got it into his feet. He touches it. He plays it out wide. Does that spin here. Whips it in. Boom. And then defenders like that. What movement from Nunes? What movement from Firmino and Kane? It's like, where's centre half? All right, as soon as he's got that ball here and he's held it up and he's spinned it out there, that centre half should have been backtracking instantly. He shouldn't be like feet in concrete. Right? He should, as soon as he's got it, you hold him out, he's going out wide. I need to come back now. I need to make sure my striker that I can see him. All right? No way should my striker be beyond me at this point. And then they're open 6 yards and it's like what a finish! What an unbelievable finish from Kane! It's like, he's 3 yards out, no one's marking him, and it's an open goal. You can't teach that. Who teaches players to score from 3 yards anyway? So that's the reality. All right, say like this is. Oh, you can't see the chair. Right, this is Salah, right? No, let's say this is Messi. This is Messi, right? And I'm the defender. I'm the defender here. So if Messi's coming to me, I should surfboard him, all right? We know he's not strong on his right foot. So I want him to go here. So I'm going to cut off this angle. I don't want him cutting in on me on his strong left foot. I'm going to be at this angle. So if he goes there, I can still adjust like that. But I've got him on his right foot, which he struggles with. He hardly ever uses it. I ain't letting him come out here. But these defenders, they're like that. Like statues. So they're flat-footed and then he just pivots. And then they're like, ugh. They're doing all of that. But when Messi's running and he's driving with the ball because he's so gifted at dribbling, this is Salah or Messi dribbling. I'll be the defender. Instead of going in, this is what happens. So as he's going forward, Messi, instead of the defender going there, cutting him off, defender's going back. He's going back. You're like, hit him! Hit him! He's coming at you. Cut his angle off. He's a little rat. He's 5'7". What are you running away from him? And then he passes it in corner. What a finish from Messi. World class. Shouldn't have even got a shot off. He shouldn't have even got that shot off. Start watching the games properly. It's an absolute joke. If you watch Match at Day, I don't know if it's already happened in England, watch it. The level of play is shocking. Don't get me started on women's football. I remember when people told me, women's football, these internationals, they're better than you, Adam. Not one of them's better than me. Not one international on these women's teams is better than me, and I'm 37. You think they are because the commentary have told you. Because Reece James has told you his sister's technically better than most Premier League players. Not a chance. Not a chance. But they convince you. Or they've got a Nike on the logo and they're playing stadiums and people are paying to watch them play and they're on TV. They've got to be good. No, they're shite. Women's football is an absolute joke. You won't have it though. Well, they're playing, they're pros, they make a living off it. Barely. Barely. So yeah, before you start going, oh, these players are so good, they're amazing. They've got to be, they get that amount of money. They're playing in front of these 60,000 people. And there's been some absolutely dog shit professional footballers, guys. Let's say this, right? Yeah, Tony Adams. Tony Adams won't deal with that back in day. But if you actually go back and watch the 70s and the 80s, if you watch a team like Leeds United or Chelsea, all right, you got smashed, and it wasn't even a foul. If Messi played back in 70s, he would have got ruined. Flinny, am I right? Let's be serious. If Messi played in 80s, 70s, he would have got annihilated every single game, correct? You didn't have any space back then, right? You didn't have any space. They played on shit fields. They still had nice stadiums, all right? Crap surfaces, no time on the ball, all right? They barely got paid any money. They were still very technically good players, all right? Like the likes of George Best. They could play football, all right? But if you didn't get any time and you got smashed, you tell me Messi could have played back in the 70s? And that he could have just walked through them without getting smashed? Oh, but Maradona did it in 86. Yeah, that was all demonic. It showed you that he should have got taken out, Maradona. But he couldn't because it was demonic, that game. So, you guys, you put these players here. because the media have convinced you that they're gods. They're not. They're not. The higher the level, the more space they have, the slower the game is. Tell me how that makes any sense. I know what you're going to say to me, Iniesta. It's because the better the level, it's more about tactical awareness. All right. And because they're all so good, it's all about a game of errors. All right. Because there's not many of them and you get punished for your errors. It's like, it's a joke, the level. A joke, the level. Okay. Hey, O'Malley. Red Bull gives them wings. Yeah. I am Iniesta, without being arrogant, because I think when you say something that's true, it ain't arrogant. You just told me you'd be a good coach. Mate, I've got a coaching company in Mexico. I coached and won championships in England. I coached in LA, Chicago, Colorado, won championship. Coached in Mexico, my team was the best team where I lived in the state. I can coach. This is what I'm saying. I know the game. If you ever watch me play, you probably never will. You know I can play the game at a remarkably high level. So when I say this stuff, I know what I'm talking about. I'm not a guy who can't play the game, who's never coached. I know the game. And when I'm telling you these players are backing off, or they're getting all this space, and their touch is not what it should be, or they can't play a 10-yard pass, or they play a 20-yard pass, and the crowd goes like that. They score a tap-in. Crowd goes insane. I can't. There's certain things I watch and go, wow, amazing, talented, incredible. Wow, that deserves respect. But I've said since I was a kid and I was at Old Trafford or wherever I would watch games, I used to say there's too much space on that pitch. I always said to my dad as well, I said, Dad, I really like Michael Carrick when he was at United. I really like Carrick. Like, he never gives ball away. And he's always open. Same with Scholes, although Scholes did give the ball away because he would go for 50-yard diags, and he would make them most of the time. Carrick never gave the ball away, and he was never put under pressure. Basically like Rodri. Carrick was like Rodri, maybe not as good. And now I know why. Like, it's like a force field is around these players. Like, you can't touch them. Argentina, right? If you look at their squad, it's not very good. Give me a woo. You're going to laugh at me here. Look at Argentina's squad that won the World Cup. Is that the best team in the world? Is that the best team in the world when you looked at the actual squad? So you know that Argentina play through Messi, yeah? They play through Messi. Just like Barcelona in the final third played through Messi, but prior to that played through Xavi. So you had Villa's goalkeeper was Argentina's first choice keeper. He's got the Golden Glove, best goalkeeper at the World Cup, playing at Villa. All right. And then you looked at the whole squad. I was like, I'm not even sure that squad would win Champions League on paper. On paper. I was like, the coach hadn't proven himself in any way. Scaloni, who played with Messi for the national team and then coached him to the World Cup win. So it's like, World Cup now, you're saying best players in the world, yeah? Some people go, no, it's the Champions League, because in the World Cup, there's teams like, I don't know, Panama might be playing there, or these really low-ranked teams. But we say World Cup's the pinnacle, correct? Best players in the world. How can you not have a player pick up Messi or put two players on him? And by the way, how many penalties did Argentina get at that World Cup? We all hear about Messi scored 7 goals. Didn't he get, how many of his goals were penalties? Anybody know? Was it 3? I don't know. I know Argentina got penalty. It was always getting penalties. And they wasn't penalties as well. If you actually look back, they shouldn't have been penalties. Ridiculous decisions. And they gave penalties. Oh, FIFA's giving it to the GOAT. It's like, whatever. You could have easily stopped Argentina playing. No, you can't stop Messi. He just can't be stopped. What a load of shit. Why can't he be? You get 2 immensely strong defenders, physically strong, agile, decent enough off on the ball, which they all should be at that level, and you put 2 of them on Messi. Who are Argentina going to play through? Alvarez? Who else are they going to get the ball to? You could say Inter Milan striker. Martinez, is he that good? McAllister, what, Brighton player? Now just gone to Liverpool. That celebration. But no, Messi still found a way to get 7 goals. He scored more goals in that World Cup than he'd scored in the other 4. The other 4. What I'm saying is Martinez went from Arsenal's number 2 to playing for an average Premier League team to becoming the best goalkeeper in the world. That's all I'm saying. What was his jersey number? Anybody know? What jersey number was Argentina's goalkeeper? Carrick does look like Quasimodo. I agree with that. So, right before I go, I'll ask you this question. No, he wasn't number 30. No. 23, guys. 23. Martinez is 23. All right. That's 66.6%, yeah? Yep. He wears number 1 for Villa, but number 23 for Argentina. All right. Dutch Exposer, I know you're going to know this. Who scored the opening goal of the World Cup final and after how many minutes? Who scored the opening goal in the World Cup final after how many minutes? The World Cup final. Are you serious? Who scored the first goal in the World Cup final, 2022? Oh my, this is what I mean. Most people just don't know. Who have I just... Oh. No. Guys, how do you not know this? Who have I just been talking about? Messi. This is how short-term people's minds are. That World Cup final, guys, was December the 18th, 2022. It wasn't that long ago. Messi. 23 minutes. 23 minutes. All coded. Mbappe did score a hat-trick, the first player to score a hat-trick since Jeff Hurst. First player in 56 years. Listen to this. Kylian Mbappe was the first player to score a hat-trick in a World Cup final in 56 years. The year that he scored 56 goals in 56 games. Now, see, how many goals did Mbappe get in the World Cup? Anybody know that? How many goals did Mbappe get? Not 6. It was the leading scorer. 8. Yeah, 8. Good, Iniesta. How many did Messi score? How many did Messi score? I've already told you in the live stream. 7. Good. Right. Top of your head or with a calculator. What's 8 times 7? What is 8 times 7? 8 times 7. This. What does it get you? 56. So Mbappe, first playing 56 years to get a hat-trick in a World Cup final. He ended the year 56 goals in 56 games. 8 goals in the World Cup, 7 for Messi. 8 times 7 is 56. At the time, they both played for Paris Saint-Germain. And the World Cup final was Argentina against France. The day after Pope Francis's 86th birthday, who's Argentinian. And we know Argentina won the World Cup in 86. 36 years before Messi won it. Argentina came in to that World Cup 36 games undefeated. Messi won the World Cup in the 36th year of his life. 666, the 36 triangular number. Maradona died with 36 days left in the year. Maradona died November the 25th, 1125. 11 plus 25 is 36. 3 sixes is your 666. 666 is your 36 triangular number. 6 times 6 is 36. Messi wins the World Cup 6 months and 6 days before he turns 36. Pope Francis was born in 36. So, there were 6 goals, 3-3. There were 6 goals in the penalty shootout, 4-2. 6-6. Now, the player who got the winning penalty plays for Sevilla. If you combine his jersey numbers with Argentina and Sevilla, it's 4 and 2. It's 6. Argentina have been in 6 World Cup finals. The first ever World Cup final was Argentina-Uruguay. Finished 4-2. 6 goals. Still don't believe me? Or still think it's just talent? '66 World Cup final, who won it? England. What was the score? 4-2. Number 6 lifted the trophy in '66, wearing red, after winning the final against Germany 4-2, and the Beast of Revelation reigns for 42 months, and the number of the beast is 666. Everything I said there is a fact. Messi just met Djokovic. Yeah, he's going to win the US Open. Yep. Yeah, Argentina lost the World Cup final 1-0 to Germany in 2014. 24 years after Maradona lost the World Cup final to Germany in 1990. 1-0. Interesting, eh? Pope Francis connects to Argentina because he's Argentinian. And he's a false prophet. He's a false god. Catholics worship him as a god. They think it's basically God on earth. They're so far away from scripture that they believe that. Hey, Tank the Chair guy. Piano Man. Is that Billy Joel? 2 male names. Decent enough song. Female. Goetze killed Messi, but Messi killed his career after. Yeah, what happened to Goetze? We've had this discussion. Goetze was a great player, got the winning goal in the World Cup final, and he disappeared. Started getting all chunky. What's happened to Hazard, guys? What's happened to Eden Hazard? At one point, I think definitely one of the best players in the world. Give me a woo if you agree at one point. Give me a woo and hit the like if you agree that at one point, Eden Hazard was one of the best players in the world when he was at Chelsea. Unbelievable, untouchable. All right? Got to agree with me with that. He was unbelievable, guys. He was actually believable the way he played. You're like, wow, he's stocky, he's strong, his touch, his speed, his finish. He was world class. What's happened to him? Goes to Real Madrid, his numbers don't fit anymore. He gains a load of weight. Maybe he's stopped giving himself to Baphomet. And now what? Maybe his career's done. And what is the media going to say? Hazard, he got complacent. All right. He lost his love of the game. Started gaining weight. He didn't get along with the coach. You really believe that? If you're a player, right, your ultimate goal probably at that level is Real Madrid. Kings of Europe, best team in the world, historically. Hazard gets the move to Real Madrid, and he had a nightmare. I don't think he was willing to play along. I think when you get to Real Madrid, the rituals are a level that I cannot discuss in this live stream. When you get to that level of Real Madrid, it's why all the top stars get there. And you say, well, it's because they're the best team. No, I think what they're doing in that club, I don't even want to think. And I think maybe Hazard was like, I've done this, this, and this. I ain't doing that. That's just one step too far. Okay, well, we're going to embarrass you. You're going to lose your power on the pitch. All right, we're going to embarrass you. And we're going to call you out. And we're going to say it's your attitude or this, that, and the other. That's what they can do. Told you, Satan can you bring you here and bring you there. Like that. Can do one incident. And he does have that power in this realm to do that, to influence how people see and perceive you. He doesn't determine your ultimate fate, but he has great influence on every one of us, especially when you're a pro footballer, when you wanted to be worshipped and you're obsessed with money and fame and fortune and prestige and recognition. All right, all the 7 deadly sins pretty much. I'm not saying all pro footballers are like that. There'll be some that are there, they're genuinely gifted, they love the game. Some of them don't get that much money in the lower level. But I think at that level, if you don't play along, somebody mentioned Ravel Morrison. He didn't play along, did he? So they ruined him. You don't know Ravel. I don't know Ravel. If they tell you that that guy was a wrong-un, all right, and he couldn't focus on the game and he got distracted by his friends that were all on drugs, you go, okay, makes sense, it happens. Nah, if you're playing at Man United, guys, and he was supposed to be the best player to ever come through the academy, that club should be looking after him. They should literally have somebody stalking him to make sure that he's not hanging around with that group. All right. Supposedly Lee Sharp once had a party and Giggs was there. All right. And they had all these women round. I've read Lee Sharp's book and Ryan Giggs' book. I've actually played football with Lee Sharp when he was at Garforth and he was a bit fat. But he was, again, a decent player. He was supposed to be better than Giggs. But again, he had the playboy mindset. And Giggs worked really hard. And yeah, look what's come out about Giggs. Slept with his brother's sister and all sorts of stuff since that. So he was having this party. And supposedly Ferguson heard about it. Somebody contacted Sir Alex to say Lee Sharp's having a party the day before a match. So Ferguson comes round and kicks everybody out and the party gets cancelled and Ryan Giggs was hiding in the wardrobe. You believe that shit? And if you do, if Ravel Morrison's the greatest player to ever come out of Man United's academy, which they all said, all of them said it, you would have gone out of your way to look after that guy. Oh, well, everyone suffers from mental health and peer pressure. Come on. I'm not having it. Ravel Morrison wasn't willing to do what he was supposed to do, to be a top star. And he won't play along. So they destroyed his career. That's what they did to him. In regards to Ravel Morrison, though, Real Iniesta, Rio Ferdinand said, best player to come out of the academy, Ravel Morrison. Giggs said it, Ravel Morrison. I think Rooney said Ravel Morrison. Like the best, like natural talent he's ever seen come through an academy. You could say it's Messi. By the way, Messi wasn't even the best player at Barcelona. Do you know that? Do you guys, I've done this. I'm going to go in a minute. Do you know that Messi wasn't the best player at Barcelona's academy? Makeda's another one. Yeah, I think he wasn't willing to play along. Came on the scene, he scored on his debut. It looked like, wow, this guy's got everything. He's tall, he's strong, he's got a great touch, his right foot, left foot. He could have been like Ronaldo, Makeda. He had everything that Ronaldo had. He could drive at players, and he just disappeared. Didn't he? Makeda just went. They were saying he's going to be like remarkable talent. He just, where did he go? I don't think he was crap, Makeda. When Makeda came on the scene, brother, he was getting built up here. He was coming on and scoring, and everything he did, he was assisting. Man United were down, bring on Makeda, boom, goal. Man United turn it around. Makeda. It was all Makeda for about 3 weeks, mate. For about 3 weeks. Yeah, he got that winner against Villa. He got another goal where they were down. I think it was against Borough. I can't remember it all. All right. And media were raving on about him. The future of Manchester United, Makeda. Where did he go? What happened to him? There's a load of them, guys. Bojan. People did say Bojan was better than Messi, but he didn't play with Messi at the academy. There were different age groups. There was a player, Barcelona's academy, who was the captain, that was superior to Messi. And then he got an injury. And then he had this average career. Messi wasn't even the best player at Barcelona's academy. He should have been, should he not? He wasn't the best player in his team. Google it. Yeah, he got that goal, 3-2 against Villa. Great goal. He whipped it in the far corner. I remember it. I bet on Man United to win. That's why I remember that game. I had Man United to beat Villa, and they were down, and he got the winning goal right at the end. Ben Arthur, what a player. Again, right, Mr. Man, Ben Arthur. Do you think Messi's got way more talent than Ben Arthur? Yes or no? Anybody in the chat? Do you think Messi's talent's so superior to Ben Arthur? Technically? Tell me. If you know Ben Arthur, guys, tell me if Messi's technique's better than his. Was Messi faster than Ben Arthur? Did he have a better strike? Did he have a better build? Was there really any difference between them? Was Messi that much better than Ben Arthur? So what's the media going to tell you? Ben Arthur didn't have it here. He didn't have it here. He didn't have the discipline. But people don't talk about Messi's discipline. They talk about his talent. Ben Arthur was just as talented as Messi. He was. But he didn't score as many goals, yeah, because the code didn't allow it. If you put Messi one-on-one with Ben Arthur, one-on-one, 1st to 10, small little goals, just those two, who do you reckon would win? Messi or Ben Arthur, one-on-one? Say in a cage. Who'd win that? You think Messi would kill him? On what grounds? Can Messi defend? Is he a great defender as well? You think Messi would kill Ben Arthur one-on-one? That's the black magic spell that you're under. How? How would he kill him? Do I think if football was fair, you'd be a pro? Yeah. Ability-wise, next to nobody I've played with is better. So, yeah. I do. I know a lot of people might say that about themselves. I do. Yeah, I think I should have been a pro footballer with the ability that I have and had. For sure. I'm going off who I played against. And how much better I was than everybody else. Nasri was better than Messi. Again, Nasri, what a player. Now, he's all fat, isn't he? But Nasri, yeah, what a player. When you watched him play, what he could do with the ball, his touch. Very similar to Hazard, in my opinion. Ronaldinho, technically superior to Messi. Look at the build of Ronaldinho, guys. Look at Ronaldinho's legs. Ronaldinho would murder Messi 101. Give me a woo. Not just technically. Ronaldinho would bully Messi 1-on-1. Again, put him in a cage, goals about this big, an area that you're not allowed inside of. Ronaldinho, that is where he's stronger. All right, his touch is just as good, if not better. Ronaldinho could use both feet. I don't really ever see Messi use his right foot. Messi would stand him up. Ronaldinho would just bully him. He'd get him on half turn, put his arm out, he'd fuck you. Let's think about it. All right. So I'm Ronaldinho now. Again, Ronaldinho is a tank. Beast. Unbelievable player. Could do anything with the ball. If he's got his back to goal against Messi, all he has to do, and I've done it, I've played against massive players, like in five-a-side, and if they get you at a certain angle, you can't get the ball off them. So if Ronaldinho's here, Messi's behind him, all right, and we know how fast Ronaldinho is. He can do whatever he wants with the ball. All he has to do with his strength, all right, is spin Messi. He just needs to spin Messi. He needs to put his left arm out here, which is legal. Spin Messi like this. Piss off Messi, 5'5" of you, 5'7", whatever you are, all right, and then protect the ball, touch it in. Now, what's Messi going to do against Ronaldinho? He ain't going to square him up. He ain't strong enough. What's he going to do? The same shit he always does. That little thing that he always does where he's like that. And then, oh, where's he going to go? Oh, I wonder what way he's going to go. He's going to go on his left foot, isn't he? He's going to do that, and he's going to drop you there and go on his left foot. All right, okay, go on, Messi, do that. All right, you're going there, aren't you? All right, no, you're going to go there. Shoot it with your right foot, because you shoot with your right foot, you probably miss the target. You're under a spell. Messi would murder Ben Arthur. No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. Yeah, the media said Beckham was great. What, the player who couldn't beat a player? The player that was slow? The player that didn't score many goals for an attacking midfielder? Was Beckham great? Was he? Was he? No, he wasn't. Was he good looking? Yeah. All right, was he an icon because of that? Yeah. Was he a great player? All right, tell me this. Tell me this. Woo! 2 hours, 12 minutes. Hit the like button right now, baby. Would David Beckham have gone to Real Madrid if he looked like Paul Scholes? Would David Beckham have signed for Real Madrid if he looked like Paul Scholes? Do you think it's all about ability? Would he? Would Beckham have gone to Real Madrid if he looked like Paul Scholes? It's about ability. Yeah, Beckham went because he's so good, so technically good, and look how good his cross is. Would he have gone there if he looked like Scholes? No, he wouldn't. Yeah, no, he would have. He would. He was that good. No, he wouldn't. If he looked like Scholes, he probably wouldn't have even made it as a pro. The thing that they do with Scholes, which really takes the piss, because I've read all these books, autobiographies. At Man United, they said Paul Scholes was too lightweight, wasn't strong enough, and he had asthma. Little white ginger kid, wasn't that great the way they were talking about him. He had asthma and he would wheeze and he was quiet. All right. Yet he became maybe the best central midfielder to ever live, according to Xavi, Zidane, Iniesta. They all said Scholes is the best midfielder they've ever played against. Lampard said it. I think Gerrard might have said it. What, the little ginger kid who had asthma, who was never supposed to be a footballer, even in his own words? How's he always in space? He's got asthma. Why was Scholes and Lampard, why was it so easy for them to make that run from centre of the park to the 18-yard box under no pressure? Watch. This was Scholes or Lampard. No one's defending them. Oh, they couldn't. Their movement was so good. They were running in a straight line. It wasn't their movement. This is Lampard and Scholes. All right? Lampard's here. Big fat Frank should never have been a footballer either. All right? Should never have been a footballer at all. Yeah, but look how many goals he scored. How many caps do you have for England, Illusion? Be quiet. So Lampard's here. Centre at Park. All right? Maybe, again, he walked when he played because he could barely run. Lampard's here. He's doing that little skip when he has the ball. Plays it out there. All right? I'm gonna have to take this with me. So he's played it out there. Who knows? Maybe he's gone out to Azpilicueta, dog shit player. All right, it's gone to him. Now Lampard's just making this run. Nobody's on him. Just making his run. It's not even going at an angle or anything. It's still going. Oh, and the ball's gone down. Oh, and it's gone to Hazard. And Lampard's making the run on the edge of the box. He's come back for Lampard. Lampard! He's done it again. Where's the guy who was marking him? Why has he just made this run from halfway line to 18-yard box under no pressure? He takes a touch. Scholes did it all the time. Where's their midfielder marking him? Is Lampard so fast? Is he so fast that he got away? Couldn't even run, could he? Same with Scholes, he couldn't run. Who's marking him? Who's marking him? Who's marking Lampard? Hey? Skipping through, nobody on him. Then you go, fast forward 6 hours, match at day. Lampard hits the winning goal again. Fabulous Frank. All right? What a finish from Lampard. What, under no pressure? Keeper stood like that? What a finish from Frank. What a load of shit, guys. Wake up to it all. It's all a show. So what I'm talking about, watch the games properly. KDB gets the ball. Yeah, he's technically gifted. He gets it, he lifts his head up, and he cruises. He plays that ball in between two centre-halves. Why is there a huge gap between centre-halves? That shouldn't ever happen. There shouldn't be a huge gap between centre-halves where a striker can just go in between them. Cut off. Come close. Hey, here. Terry, here now. You're too far away. Huge gap. All right. Get here. Quick. We know KDB, he always plays that ball in between centre-halves. We need to cut off that possibility. No. You know what, Terry? Get out there. Let's leave a massive gap here so we can just pass it through. And then Shearer or whoever else is commentating on Match at Day is going to say, you can't teach vision like that, can you? You can't stop KDB. Well, you can if you defend him. You can if you're tight. Is he fast? Is KDB fast? No. Is he quick? No. Does he beat players? No. He gets the ball. He lifts his head up. Nobody goes anywhere near him, and he plays a pass in the space. Centre half's like feet stuck in sinking sand. Why does no one defend Haaland? Why does KDB get the ball? Take a touch, lift his head up. He just glances it in. That any half-decent footballer can put a ball in to the 18-yard box. Anyone. Keeper stays on line. Haaland's there. Maybe he'll come in and be aggressive. All right? Little header. You just can't stop that. Well, you could have if you actually defended KDB in the first place. You know that he's got a great whip. Prevent the whip. How do you prevent the whip? You stay tight on him because he ain't going to beat you. So I know what we'll do. We've got KDB, who's got one of the best whips in the world. I know what we'll do. We'll make sure he's open every time he gets the ball, especially in an attacking position. We'll ensure that their best player with the best whip is always the player who's open. And make sure we do the same with Trent Alexander-Arnold as well. He's a right back, but we know he's got a good whip. So whatever you do, don't defend him. Don't defend the guy who's got a great whip. I know Messi's the best player in the world. It all comes through Messi. I know what we'll do. We won't mark him. We'll just let him get in the pockets and pick up the ball. Because that makes sense, doesn't it? That makes complete sense. We'll just leave him. Let him just go and pick up that ball. And we'll just let him get it. See what he does with it. Let's take our chances. It's just, come on, man. He drifts away from his markers. What a load of shit. So these defenders getting 70 grand a week don't know how to defend. You don't think that these defenders are watching these teams all week? All right, video footage. All right, Ireland, he does this. He likes to pick up this position. All right, when it goes out to KDB, if you look, Haaland will drift back. He'll want to gain a couple of yards on you. So when KDB gets it, whatever you do, don't allow Haaland to drift away from you. Right, Gaffer, got it. Match day, what happens? And the balls come out to KDB. Oh, he's in acres of space. He's looking for Haaland. Haaland drifts off his man again. Goal. Oh, I wonder why they're not catching on. Well, you just can't stop it, can you? It's just that good. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. All good, mi guapa. How are you? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can stop it. It's just what a player Rodri is. He just always seems to pick up the ball in acres of space. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? All right. Maybe that should stop happening. I know what I'll do. I'll play a number 10 who's going to man mark Rodri. As soon as we don't have the ball, he's going to pick up Rodri. Why? Well, we know that Man City don't play the long ball. Pep refuses to play the long ball. All right? We know that they're not going to play that way. And if they do that, that's a point to us. If we make Guardiola's teams play the long ball, that's a big tick for us as a team. But no, this is what we'll do. We're going to play so far back, and we're going to let Rodri pick up the ball. All right. So here's what's going to happen, guys. Let's say I'll be the coach I'll be David Moyes for West Ham. I'm not going to do his accent or anything. So, right, guys, here's what's going to happen, right? When Edison gets the ball, the goalkeeper, what we're going to do as a team, we're going to be compact and we're all going to go back beyond the halfway line. We're going to allow Man City the ball, all right? So, fine, if he wants to give it to Walker, if he wants to give it to Johnny Stones, all right? Whoever he wants to give it to, if he wants to just roll it out to Rodri, let him have it. And we're going to let them drive. And then when they get to the halfway line, I want a couple of you to put some pressure on. Not too much pressure, because we don't want to be exposed. All right? But just a little bit of pressure. All right, Gaffer, I can walk around the field and do that for you. Sure. So Rodri's driving forward. All right, he plays it. Let's say he gives it to Foden. Foden gets in the pocket, gives it back to Rodri. Rodri goes to fullback. No one's pressuring fullback because we've got to keep our compact formation. Oh, Walker's so good. You see that? Walker plays a diag to the left back. All right. Crowd goes wild because he played a 40-yard pass to somebody's feet under no pressure. And he's an elite footballer, treble winner. So left back gets it, goes back into Rodri. Rodri goes to Stones. Nobody's pressuring Stones. Goes back to Edison, back to Walker, back to Rodri. Now Rodri drives forward. This time he gives it to Foden in the pocket, which nobody's on him, even though we know Foden in the pocket is unbelievable. Give it to Foden. Foden turns under no pressure. Wait, what happened to that compact formation? Oh, there was a lack of concentration. I think that one of West Ham's players got tired in the first 15 minutes. He was a bit tired, all right? So Foden's got it. He's dropped his shoulder, all right? He's played it into Haaland. Haaland holds it up, gives it back to Foden. Foden pings it out to KDB. Nobody's marking him. Walker's on the overlap. Nobody gets him. Walker gets it, cuts it back to KDB. You know what? We'll leave KDB completely open. All right. He whips it in. Nobody's on Haaland, the big monster. Nobody's defending him. Keeper stood on his line. 1-0 City. Wow. Now what are you going to do, Moyes? You're 1-0 down. Well, we're going to keep same formation. That makes sense, doesn't it? That makes sense. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Is Haaland a great footballer? No, he isn't. Is he a great goal scorer? Yes. Is he an amazing, technically gifted footballer? Not even close. True. He ain't technically great. But he's a beast, and he scores, and he's possessed by a demon. Not a great footballer. And again, you'll laugh at me for saying that. But technically, as a footballer, I would not pay to watch Haaland. Big goon who scores loads of goals. Moyes is a donut. Yeah, you're calling him a donut. How long's he been in the Premier League for? The guy you're calling a donut has been in the Premier League with Everton, West Ham, and Man United, and you're calling him a donut? So you're admitting it yourself. So if I'm calling out these players, bro, for playing in the Premier League, and you're telling me, well, the Premier League, how on earth can you call a Premier League coach a donut then? What's the difference? Do you hear what you're doing? How hypocritical that is. I can't call out Premier League players because they're elite, but you can call a Premier League coach who's been doing it 15 years a donut? Think about it. Should he not be one of the best coaches in the world is in the Premier League? Right. Oh, this has tired me, this live stream. But I think I've made my point. You can call out the coaches because that's why the players are doing bad, usually because of the coach. Quick question before I go. Did Sir Alex Ferguson coach Manchester United, yes or no? Did he coach them whilst they were training? Did Sir Alex Ferguson coach Man United's squad on the training field? No. No. Did they win 13 league titles under him? Treble? Yeah. Did he coach? So you're saying Man United was so good because Ferguson picked the squad and gave dressing room talks. Oh, man. You think he's that gifted of a speaker? Most people couldn't understand Sir Alex because of his Scottish accent. Many players have said we actually didn't know what he was saying half the time, especially when he was angry. The hairdryer treatment, right? Load of players said didn't actually know what he was saying. So we're saying Man United were the best team in the world, 13 league titles, treble winners, FA Cup winners, everything imaginable under Fergie is because he gave good team talks and he picked the squad, but he never actually coached. I'm trying not to burst out laughing. Just let me keep my composure. Right. Okay, let's do this. Who remembers the... Don't laugh, Adam. I need to eat. I haven't ate. It's 2:30. Who remembers the 2000... I'm going to make myself... Go on, Adam. Who remembers the 2005 Champions League final, Liverpool AC Milan? Who remembers the 2005 Champions League final, AC Milan and Liverpool? Anybody? Anybody?
Remember what happened? Can you remember what happened, any of you? Do you remember when AC Milan, the best team in the world, were beating Liverpool 3-0 at half-time? When they had Pirlo, Crespo, Kaká, Dida, Cafu, Maldini, Shevchenko. Do you remember that? Yeah, 3-0 at half-time. A lot of you remember it, right? Now, who was Liverpool's head coach in that final? Who was the head coach? The Miracle in Istanbul. Can you remember who the head coach was? Right. Rafa Benitez. Now, what's his first language? What's his first language? Is it English? Is it English? It wasn't English, was it? So he spoke broken English. Spanish, yeah? So Liverpool are down 3-0 at half-time against best team in the world with players like Vladimir Smica, Steve Finnan, Jimmy Traore, whoever else they had in the squad. Benitez, who speaks broken English, has gone into that changing room and gave an inspired team talk. Oh, well, Stephen, I need more from you in the going forward. Steve Finnan, I need you to defend better. Jerzy Dudek, I need you to save more shots. So Benitez has gone in there, given this inspired speech in his second language. He's gone out there because of his speech, or maybe you think it was Captain Marvel Gerrard gave the speech. Whatever you want to believe. I don't know what you want to believe. So they've gone out there and then they've become incredible. They won the second half 3-0. They win on penalties. A miracle in Istanbul. Was that because of a speech given at halftime? Was that because of Benitez's speech? Where was his speech at the beginning of the game? What happened with Ancelotti, one of the greatest coaches to ever live? He was coaching AC Milan. Pre-game, show his speech must have been great, guys, because they were 3-0 up at halftime. What were you doing at halftime? Just smoking a cigar, and he just didn't coach them anymore. And Benitez turned into super coach, speaking his broken English. Really? Is that what you thought happened? So you think Man United was so good because Ferguson was good at talking? When a lot of his players, many of them were foreigners that probably didn't understand English, let alone Scottish accent. It's what you want to convince yourself. Really? Guys, if my team was up 3-0 at half-time, especially if it was in a final, can't compare my coaching level to Champions League. If anything, you get even more passionate. You're like, 45 minutes away, guys. It is the classic. It's still 0-0. This game is not done. All right? We're playing well. We have to be a bit more compact now. We don't need another goal. But we also don't want to sit back. All right? Keep doing what we're doing. What we're doing is working. All right? This is quality, discipline. We're good enough. We're here for a reason. We're 3-0 up. All right? This is our game, but don't get complacent. All right? You're even more animated when your team's winning. You don't get complacent. So AC Milan forgot how to play football. Liverpool went from being horrific, embarrassing in that first half to unbelievable. And you're saying it's because of a halftime team talk? And you wonder why I'm trying not to laugh? Yeah, Jamie Carragher was an awful footballer. Slow, couldn't turn, shit on the ball, wasn't that good in the air. It was not a very good footballer. He wasn't. Don't have to be, do you? When you give yourself over to this Luciferianism. You don't have to be a great footballer to make it. You deny Man United was not great. All right, let's break down some of the players. Tell me if they're great. Was Philip Neville great? Was Jonathan Greening great? Was John O'Shea great? Was Darren Fletcher great? Was Dennis Irwin great? Was Steve Bruce great? Was Gary Pallister great? Was Nicky Butt great? All these great players. Was Gary Neville great? Was he? You tell yourself he was if you want. Were these great? Was Jasper Blomqvist great? Were they? Was the De Silva twins great? Were they? I don't think they were great. I don't think they were great. And nowhere near what you think they are. Remember when Man United had, what was his name? What was that keeper? Couldn't believe it. What was his name? He played for Wigan, Northern Ireland. Roy Carroll. Was Roy Carroll great? Sure. Sure, they're great. Best in the world team, I've said, I think it was that AC Milan squad. AC Milan. Believable, strong, technically great, unbelievable defenders, great goalkeeper, goal scorers, great in possession of the ball. And again, it's like when you watch Barcelona play, right? Listen to this. Barcelona played tiki-taka, yeah? One touch, two touch. And nobody could stop it. How come now you can stop that? And why are more teams not doing it? So if you're a pro athlete making 60, 70, 80 grand, you should all be gifted with the ball. You should all have good decision making. You should all be able to set up in a formation to play tiki-taka, correct? You think you need Xavi and Iniesta to make that work. You don't think there's players in every squad in the Premier League that could have done what they were doing. Picking the ball up off the centre half in space, playing one touch. You don't think they can do that? Why weren't other teams doing it? Because they didn't have Messi. How come for about however many years Pep was at Barcelona winning everything, not one coach could stop the way Barcelona played? Their fullbacks, guys, would get high. Jordi Alba would be high. Dani Alves would be high. Why were nobody defending them? Why were no one defending those wingbacks? You see it now with Jordi Alba. I don't know how old he is, but he's at Inter Miami. No one's defending him. He gets behind, he cuts it back. Messi, goal. How come no team was able to stop Pep's Barcelona? When we all knew that's how they play. They build up from the back. They play through these players. This is what they do. How come one coach wasn't able to figure them out? And then Pep goes and Barcelona just disappeared. Couldn't win anything. It's like Sir Alex leaves, not won a league since. But then these coaches can do amazing at other teams, like Van Gaal, but he can't do it at Man United. But why not? His speeches don't work there. You have to ask why you couldn't get the ball off them and why they stopped playing that way. Who was the goalie? Was it Victor Valdez, yeah? It was Victor Valdez. Now, Victor Valdez, the first player he would look for was Busquets. Guys, I studied the games. He would look for Busquets. So he'd get the ball. Victor Valdez. Was Victor Valdez a great goalkeeper? Please don't say yes. Please don't say yes. Please don't say yes. Was Victor Valdez a great goalkeeper? Please don't say yes. Please, you can't say yes. Please don't say yes. No, thank you. He was decent. Oh. He wasn't a good goalkeeper. He wasn't good from corners. He was a pretty good shot stopper, like every goalkeeper should be. Distribution wasn't incredible. He wasn't the biggest. He wasn't the strongest. He wasn't the most vocal. But he never really got anyone shooting at him. Like you said, Barcelona always had the ball. So he'd get the ball and he'd always want to roll it into Busquets. He'd always go out to Busquets. Busquets would come in. Nobody is defending Busquets. Or Xavi at this point. I might have to go back and watch some Barcelona highlights from that generation. So he gets to Busquets. Busquets would ping it out to Dani Alves. All right. Alves would go back to Valdez, who'd go back to Busquets, who'd go to Piqué, who'd go out to Jordi Alba, who'd go to Puyol, who'd go back to Busquets, who'd finally get the ball into Xavi. All right. Xavi takes his touch, goes back to Busquets, gets it back, looks for Iniesta. Iniesta again is in the pocket, plays it to Iniesta. Iniesta goes back to Xavi. Xavi goes back to Piqué. Piqué's to Alves. Now Pedro's just cut. Give me ball. Pedro's come in and then he's cut it inside back to Xavi. Xavi sprayed the diag now. Jordi Alba's made his way upfield. Jordi Alba's there. He goes, takes a few touches. Always cut it back, didn't he? He would always cut back. He'd cut back to Messi. Messi would get the ball in there. He'd drive. He'd play into David Villa. David Villa would hold the ball up. Back to Messi. Messi sprays it out to Dani Alves. Alves is there in a great position. All right. He comes inside to Iniesta. Iniesta plays a 1-2 with Messi. Messi plays it through to David Villa. Villa cuts it back. Pedro's at the back stick. Goal. And repeat. But usually it was Messi who would get the goal. Pretty much that what was going on in nearly every single Barcelona game. You knew what they were going to do, who they were going to play through, what was going to finally happen. Barcelona are going to win. Couldn't stop it. You just can't stop it. Well, people figured out how to stop it 3 years later, didn't they? Why did it take 3 years? Why does tiki-taka not work with Barcelona anymore? If it's so effective and you can't stop it, it can't be stopped. No, it can be stopped. Very easily. First of all, Busquets should not be able to receive the ball off Victor Valdez. The two strikers, no, but they never played two strikers because it was against Barcelona and they always wanted to play with a formation with one striker because they needed to defend. No. When you're playing Barcelona, when you're playing Barcelona, you would be smarter. Give me a woo if you actually have any sense. You would be smarter playing with three up top against Barcelona. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Wouldn't it not make sense to play three strikers against Barcelona who play out from the back, who never go long? And if they go long, who are they going to do? They're going to ping a long ball to David Villa. Hey, I'm little David Villa. And they're going to ping it up to Messi. Hey, I'm 5'7". I don't like winning headers, but ping it up to me. No, they're not, because they didn't have the players to do that. Maybe when they had Zlatan, but he hardly ever played. So what you would do against a Barcelona team, you don't play one forward who's isolated, who's not going to do shit other than chase shadows. You put three strikers up there. You don't let Xavi and Busquets get possession of the ball. You play a high press on Barcelona. You don't sit back on Barcelona. It's common sense, guys. How does this not make sense? You have three strikers who should be all agile and quick, who need to prevent the likes of Busquets, Xavi, and Dani Alves getting the ball and playing forward. How does that not make sense? If they're doing that around their own 18-yard box, is there more chance they're going to make mistakes? Way more chance. I told you all about Virgil van Dijk. Why is he so good? Nobody pressures him. Soon as players are pressuring him now, he's shit. Nobody pressured Van Dijk. He could drift forward with ball. He's so good. Look how good he is on ball. Nobody's pressuring him. So why on earth would you play with one striker up front against Barcelona? And why would the next team playing Barcelona play with one striker? And the game after that, play with one striker, to see that it's still failing and they're getting rinsed. None of these coaches changed the game plan, which was clearly not working against Barcelona. And they're the best coaches in the world. In the world. I'm right, guys. You guys like listening to me because I talk sense. I'm not just this guy who knows all these numbers. I talk actual common sense. Xavi had the greatest turn of all time, or under no pressure. Zidane had a better turn. Like, again, let's do this. I can't believe I'm still doing this. Zidane, one-on-one against Messi. Who wins? Zidane or Messi? Who wins? Zidane or Messi, one-on-one? Who wins? Do you think Messi's better than Zidane as a football player? Zidane, left foot, right foot. Zidane, unbelievable header of the ball. Zidane, strong as an ox, could not be knocked off the ball. Zidane could play multiple positions. Zidane, unbelievable first touch. Zidane could drive at players and beat them. All right? Zidane, unbelievable defender. All right? Nobody could beat Zidane. All right? Zidane never gave the ball away. Now you're telling me that Messi's a more talented player than Zidane? He's not. Zidane's a better player than Messi. And all you'll throw in my face about this is Messi's goals. Zinedine Zidane's a better footballer, or was a better footballer than Messi. In nearly every department. Nearly every department, Zidane was a more complete player than Messi. So why are we always getting Messi thrown in our face? Zidane's a better footballer. Take away the code and the demons, Zidane is a different level to Messi. Then again, put Zidane up against Xavi. It would crush him. Another player who never got marked was Pirlo. Listen to this right before I go. Pirlo. Similar to Scholes. Pirlo had one of the best passes in the world ever. Strikes, vision. Slow. Can you agree with me? Pirlo's slow. Slow. Didn't beat a player slow. And he knew he was slow. He was like a hippie in Venice Beach, the way he played the game. So his gift was his strike and his distribution. And he could, my word, what a strike Pirlo had. Why was he always open? Why was Pirlo always open? The guy who can play 60-yard diags to somebody's feet. Why wasn't somebody man-marking Pirlo? Somebody explain that before I go. Just tell me why nobody was man-marking Pirlo. He can't run off you. He don't beat you with tricks. He's slow for a professional footballer. Why wouldn't you put a player on Pirlo? who was like the heartbeat of AC Milan. He was. Why wouldn't you put somebody right on him for the whole game? Explain. Somebody tell me that before I go. Why wouldn't you have somebody man mark Pirlo who can't really run, but he's incredible on the ball? Why wouldn't you stop him from getting the ball? This is what I'm saying, news in action. It's not what we think it is. It's not man. When they're on that pitch, they're not in control of their actions. That's why Pirlo, Scholes, Carrick were able to be in acres of space, Xavi, Busquets, nobody on them because the code's being written. Let me show you this image. Don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. I've got too many folders. I probably won't be able to find it. But what I'm doing is making my point of this isn't authentic. It's not what you think it is. Because you would have stopped Pirlo like that. You would have stopped him from playing like that. I've told you the story when I was at Hollywood with Vinnie Jones. Great team. And I was a striker. I told you this story. And we were playing in a semi-final. And their best player was their central midfielder. I can't find it. This isn't the image, but it's almost like that. Like they want somebody's controlling them, like puppets on a string, but they don't know it. They don't know it. So anyway, playing in this game, semi-final, their best player by far, don't know his name, but he was a great player. He was left-footed, he was big, he was strong, and he would dominate games. Vinny came up to me, and I've told you this. Bro, I don't think you know how good professional... Yeah, I know professional footballers, mate. I know the level. So I know a lot more than you when it comes to the game. Trust me. I think they're being controlled. So Vinny said, Ads, you're playing central midfield, you're man marking their best player. I said to Vinnie Jones, who played in the Premier League, no offense, Vinny, wasn't a good player. He was in training with us. Of course, he was older. Wasn't a good player. Wasn't a good footballer, Vinnie Jones. Played in the Premier League, though. He said it himself, he wasn't a great footballer, to my face. So he said, Ads, don't let him get the ball. Don't let him control the game. He trusted me. At the time, I said, Vinny, this is bullshit. I did. I score goals. Why am I playing centre mid? And he went, you're playing centre mid. You're going to mark him out at game. So I saw it as a challenge. So my role wasn't, again, it wasn't in that game, it wasn't to beat players, be the creator, score the winning goal. It was to stop that guy from playing. So I thought, all right, what's he going to do to me? I committed the whole game to him. Wherever he went, I went. So he loved, again, like Iniesta or Busquets, whoever, he loved to get the ball off the centre half. Well, you're not getting it. I'm going to be on your ass. Wherever you go, you ain't getting that. I ain't going to make it easy for you. And there were a few times he got the ball and he beat me on a turn every now and again. But in general, I murdered him. And then he was screaming at his teammates. He was screaming at his coach. Vinny was like, keep going, Ads. You've got him. You're in his head, son. You're in his head. And then their whole team just broke down because he was their team. Wherever that guy went, I was there. Now imagine there were two of me doing that. All right? Imagine there were two of me on this guy, stopping him from playing. Two of us. All right? I said, right, he ain't going left. Make sure he don't go right. I stopped that guy from playing, and he was an unbelievable player. He was. But my whole mindset that game was, he ain't doing shit in this game. Forget about me. I don't need to do anything. But I'm going to stop this guy. and I stopped him because I know the game. I have the endurance. All right, I can read the game, and he ain't getting the ball. So Vinny, who's not coached professionally, he had the ability and the mind to say, that's their best player. They build their game through him. We stop him. We stop them. He saw that. So why can't these Premier League, Champions League coaches, World Cup coaches see that's their player? That's how they play. This is how you stop them from playing. If Vinny can see it. I am very hungry now. It's 3 o'clock. I haven't ate anything. So just before I end this, just because players are in the Premier League or have been professional footballers, it don't make them great talents or phenomenal athletes. It doesn't. That's why I've said to you guys loads of times, I would love, and I would pay money to go one-on-ones with Premier League footballers and have somebody video it. I would pay. So I could say, I'm 37, I'm not a pro, I'm playing against this 28-year-old pro. He should murder me, yeah? He should absolutely annihilate me, right? Let's see if he does it. I'd pay to be able to play one-on-one against him. Put me against Sterling one-on-one. I'd pay. Pay $1,000 just so you could watch to prove my point. It's never going to happen though, is it? Or if they did it, he won't really trying against you. He won't really trying. Yeah. Trust me. They ain't what you think they are. There's some of them that you go, wow, geez, unbelievable, insane. Right. They seem like pros. They're untouchable. Zidane, Kaká. All right. Those type of players. But then you watch some of the other ones that are playing Premier League. I'm like, how? And how do so many footballers get released from their contracts to get another contract, when they've been shit at every team they've played at, yet they still get contracts? How do they still get contracts when they've been shit everywhere they've played? But they do. I can't think of any. Can you guys think of any off the top of your head? Can you think of any players who've pretty much been shit everywhere they've been, but they still find a way of getting a contract? Somebody give me one right before I go. Can you think of one player who you're like, he was never good anywhere, but he's just been given another 3-year contract? There's loads of them, and off the top of my head, I can't think. I'll have to do a video. You guys help me out here. How did he have a 20-year career? Yeah, Ross Barkley, Jesse Lingard, Morata. People will tell you Morata's goal-scoring record, but not a great footballer. No, I don't think Garnacho's good at all. I would love to go one-on-one with Garnacho. Oh man, or Lingard, this silly little whatever silly dance. Oh, I'd love it, guys. Fred was horrific. Harry Maguire, right? Harry Maguire has been an embarrassment at Man United. Arguably the worst defender in the league. So why is West Ham coming in for him, who just won that Europa, whatever, Conference League? Why is Harry Maguire getting offered still? I think West Ham offered him 70 grand. He's been the worst defender in the Premier League for 3 years, Harry Maguire. Why is he still getting offered to go to West Ham for 70 grand and get him capped for England? Joey Barton's a good example. Heskey, yeah. Scott McTominay. Really, is he that good? Yeah, that Sergio Roberto is beyond bang average. That's another good example. Trying to think of some more. Johnny Evans, his whole career has been pretty much lower Premier League or high Championship. I got to think. Jesse Lingard's a good one. Like, He goes to West Ham, he goes to Forest. It's like he's shit. He's lightweight. He doesn't score many goals. He had that 1 year for West Ham where you thought, whoa, okay, maybe he was good. Where he kept scoring. Then he just disappeared, didn't he? He went back to Man United, disappeared. Goes to Forest, disappeared. You don't even know he's there. I bet when he leaves Forest, he'll get a move to Premier League again. So say if Forest go, like, this is a classic. Lingard doesn't start consistently for Nottingham Forest, right? Am I right? I don't pay much attention to Premier League. Somebody tell me if I'm right. Is Jesse Lingard starting for Forest every game? Is he one of their starters or is he a squad player? I don't know. Andy Carroll, yeah, another one. Horrific. Kept getting moves. Is Jesse Lingard starting for Forest or is he a squad player? I remember last year he was coming off the bench. But I'll give you an example. So Jesse Lingard, squad player at Forest, starts on the bench a lot. If Forest get relegated, if they get relegated to Championship, guys, what's going to happen to Jesse Lingard? Tell me. Yeah, Jody Barton was awful. Yeah, but he was a fighter and he'd make tackles. Any Sunday League player is a fighter and makes tackles. So if Forest go down and Lingard's on their bench, what do you reckon will happen to Jesse Lingard? Do you think he'll go to Championship? What do you reckon will happen to Jesse Lingard? Your opinion. Where's he going to go? I guess I'll have to tell you. Forest will go down. Jesse Lingard will be a squad player. And what will happen is a promoted team from the Championship, let's say Norwich, right? Let's say Norwich City, they love the yo-yo. They love to go up and down. Again, what's that all about? Norwich City have just signed Jesse Lingard to add to their Premier League experience that the squad needs. So Lingard will get relegated with Forest as a bench player, but then a Premier League team will still sign him. Lingard signs for Norwich City. It's like, wait, he didn't make it at Forest, who got relegated. Why have Norwich just signed Jesse Lingard, hoping that he's going to help keep them up? You want to pull your hair out. They're signing a player who couldn't get in a relegated team, but we're going to sign Lingard because he's going to give us that experience that's going to keep us up. That's what happens. There's loads of these players. They always seem to get a move. And they have no right to be professional footballers. Yeah, oh, don't get me started on Filippo Inzaghi. Inzaghi was a rat. Again, I'm skinny. I can say I'm skinny. Inzaghi was a rat. Small, little number 9 for AC Milan. Always scored. Always scored. The fox in the box. Why? Because nobody could keep up with his movement. He was so intelligent, just like Chicharito. He wasn't great either, was he? Was Chicharito that good? Was he? He won, guys. He won. He won. I'm sorry if you're from Mexico and I'm breaking your heart. He wasn't that good. He won. Gary Lineker, guys, he wasn't that good. Harry Kane ain't that good. They ain't that good. Spoiler. They ain't that good. They really ain't that good. I told you, centre-half's job is to defend the 18-yard box. So why would Hernandez always open from like 4 yards out? Always. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. The fox in the box. Remember what they said about Francis? Oh, him. Shite. 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 Francis Jeffers. Played at Everton, played a year, was mediocre, gets signed by Arsenal, was dog shit. I think someone else came in for him. It was dog shit. Francis Jeffers. Looked like the FA Cup trophy. How did he make it? No, Berbatov was class. I thought Berbatov was class as a player. Shearer, average, yep. Yep, Shearer, average footballer, yep. Scored loads of goals. Owen, when he was younger, incredible. When he was older, dog shit. Oh my word, listen, that's a great example. Guys, hit the like. 3 hours and 5 minutes I've been going. Hit the like, and I'm going to end with Michael Owen. The guy who said in commentary, whoever scores the most goals will win. Said it. Google it. Michael Owen, right? No denying it. When he was younger, oh, what a player. All right, he was. What a player he was. Robbie Fowler, another one. Sat there, little Fowler, little rat, always scored. Didn't really do much else. Always scored, Robbie Fowler, didn't he? But let's talk about Michael Owen, shall we? Came through young, 17, 18, unbelievable. Lightning fast, lightning, agile. He could be the player, all right? Great finisher, all right? Didn't need to be tall. Somewhat, he had a decent build, all right? But when he was younger, he was skinny, but he started getting a bit like stocky in a good way, all right? Owen was class at Liverpool. But then what happened to him? Did his hamstring. Worst injury for a fast player and a sprinter is your hammy going. His hammy went numerous times. Michael Owen, 2 male names, his hamstring kept going and going and going. So Owen, he made his name from his speed. Somebody mentioned Anelka, his speed. Take Anelka's speed away, horse shit. But he had speed. All right? Take away Mbappe's speed. He ain't great. He does his hamstring. He ain't great, Mbappe. Take his speed off him. A few of them. So Owen, speed merchant, did his hamstring. Do you remember towards the end of his career, he went to Newcastle. Can I get a shit? Can I say this about Michael Owen when he went to Newcastle? Shit! Give me a woo if you agree. He was there with Shearer. All right? 2 caravans on the back. All right? Owen did nothing at Newcastle because he didn't have his speed anymore, right? He was done. He was done at that level. Should not have even been given that contract at Newcastle, right? So he was all shit at Newcastle. Now, who signed him? Who signed him? Owen even said, when I did my hamstrings, that was the end of my career. He said, I was done. I was lucky that I was able to play till whatever age he retired. He went to Stoke, just like your big lanky Crouch. Owen openly said he's done. His hamstring is not the player he was, is done. So why did Stoke City offer him like 40 grand a week to sit on the bench? Owen went to Stoke, openly admitted he was done, couldn't really move anymore. He'd lost his speed and agility. It's injury prone. If you're Stoke City, who's not a wealthy club, why are you offering Owen 40 grand a week to sit on your bench? Because he had that Premier League experience that every club needs. Well, hire him as a coach then. Hire him as a coach. If you want his experience, hire him as a coach. How did he get another Premier League contract after what he did at Newcastle? How? Edison Cavani's horse shit. You saw his true colours at Man United. Uruguay is a world beater with Suarez. Edison Cavani, yeah, he was second leading scorer all time at Paris Saint-Germain. Mbappe just beat his record. Cavani's crap. Crouch is crap. Oh my word. How many clubs has he been at? QPR? No, Spurs? QPR. He's been at Villa. He's been at Southampton. He's been at Liverpool. He's been at Portsmouth. He's played for England. Crouch. He's got a good touch for a big man. He should! He should have a good touch. He's playing for England. He's getting signed by Liverpool. But to be fair, Crouch, he's got a good touch, hasn't he? Oh, he's got a good touch. That's enough to justify him being a Premier League player and getting club after club after club and playing for England because he's got a big touch for a big man. Professional football was pure legit. I know Peter Crouch has got the most headed goals in the history of the Premier League. I know that. If this was legit, got 6'7", big lanky goon, who wasn't good enough when he was younger, and all the coaches told him. If it was as simple as get a guy, this is how it should be. You get a decent right midfielder, a decent left midfielder who've got a great cross. All right. You play Crouch as a striker, central striker. He's 6'7". 6'7". Average centre half's probably 6 foot, maybe 6'1". All you'd do, play it out wide. You'd have your winger ping the ball in about penalty box area. Keeper don't like being in that area. Keeper don't want to be coming out from his line to the 12-yard box, to the penalty box. Danger zone for a keeper. So all you'd do, you'd have a decent winger, whip it in. Crouch is 6'7". He's got about 7 inches on the average centre half. Whip it in. Crouch every time pretty much, if the cross is right, should just be able to come up and that. Shouldn't it be that simple? This is Crouch, Premier League footballer, 6'7", training every single day. Whip it in the box, decent ball. He could volley, couldn't he? He scored a few bicycle kicks with his ridiculous legs. You'd whip it in. There you go, Crouch. You'd probably look to put in 20 crosses a game. You know what I'd do? I'd have my fullback. I don't care. If I had a Crouch in my team, I'd say, ping it up to Crouch. That's what they kind of did at Stoke. That's where he did his best work at Stoke. They'd get the ball, they'd ping it to Crouch. He'd hold the ball up, ping it out wide, they'd whip it in. Jermaine Pennant, for example. He's another example. Unbelievable footballer. Got pied off because of his mentality. Jermaine Pennant when he was at Arsenal. Whip it in, Crouch is their header. That was nearly all of his goals. So why wasn't this going on every game? 6'7". More Premier League headed goals than any other player. Just put the ball in the box. You know what? Get another giant. Get 2 of them. Get another giant. You know what? Centre half, we'll get you up. And all we'll do, we'll ping balls into that box for your attack. Just put 2 big giants there. And ping the ball in. Shove your tiki-taka up your ass. Ping that ball into 2 6'7" strikers, all right, or centre half who should be good on the ball. Have them hold it up. Have the decent players play off them. Have your little number 10s play off your Crouches. That's all you do. Ping it to the big lanky goon. Let him hold it up. Give it to a player who can actually play. Whip it out to a winger who can actually cross the ball. There you go, 6'7". Silly celebration, doing a stupid Baphomet robot that as above, so below. I figured that out, Crouchy, you big goon. You should never have been a footballer, and there's a load of them. And again, Crouch, turn like a bus. If I went one-on-one with you, Crouch, I'd rinse you. I'd just touch it past you. You can't turn. Can't turn. Turn like a bus, mate. Turn like a bus. Don't get me started on Thomas Muller. He's another big, lanky goon who does nothing, but he always seems to score. Again, Muller is not quick. He don't beat players. That Bayern Munich player, it's always scoring. Always turns up and bangs with his silly socks, and he don't look like he looks like some pissed up guy who's got pissed out of his head and he's gone to play for his local Sunday league team. That's what that Muller looks like. And every time you look at Bayern Munich, it's like 3-0 Bayern Munich. Muller's always scoring. You're like, how's he scoring? He's shite. Just crap. Oh, no, he's not, because he's played at World Cups. He's won World Cup. You've never won World Cup. Can't say that. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. I just did. Yeah, his QPR debut was a nightmare. He got booed by the whole stadium. Because the fans, deep down in the soul, knew that guy didn't belong there. And he didn't. The fans can smell shite, guys, when it comes to players. All right? There's a lot of delusional fans, but there's a lot of genuine fans. They can smell shite. They know a shit player. You'd hear it, guys. When I used to watch Bradford City, there'd be a certain player playing, and you could hear everyone around me, all 40, 50 people, all right? You'd be like, they're number 7, shit. Or our striker, or whatever his name is, he's crap. He keeps losing. People can see it. Most people who know the game, they're aware of who's genuinely decent and who's shite. So when Crouch made his debut and he got bullied and he got knocked off the ball and he couldn't keep the ball and he was giving away the ball when he was trying to pass it, everything he did was shocking. That right there, tell me I'm wrong, that right there should have been the end of Crouch. We always get told that football is a game, it's ruthless, yeah? Professional football is ruthless. I would have seen enough in Crouch in that debut game to go, this guy's shit, we've made a mistake, get him out in 20 minutes. In 20 minutes. This guy's not ready. But then he kept getting big move after big move. He was shit and shit. He were Aston Villa. He got a massive move there. Nobody could understand it. He got booed by all the Villa fans, so he should have. He should have. No, you can't boo people. That's mean. Yeah, you can if they're getting paid whatever money and they're paying 60 quid a week to watch shite. Yeah, you can boo. So it was awful. I think he scored 1 goal at Villa and he signed for 7 million, I think. That should have been him done. His Premier League career should have been over. All right, Villa, they took a chance on him. He was awful, didn't score. And then at Liverpool, he went 19 games without scoring. Why? Right. Rafa Benitez gave the team talk, yeah? That won Liverpool the Champions League 3-0 down. That was the year before Crouch signed for Liverpool. Benitez just loved Crouch. He said he's such a talent. Crouch is at Liverpool now, one of the biggest clubs in the world. He started 19 games in a row without scoring. How on earth was he still starting? 19 games for Liverpool without a goal and he's starting. Why was he still getting start after start? In reality, he should have had 2 or 3 games. He's shit, and he was shit at Villa, and he was shit at QPR. He was shit. He's proven himself to be shit practically everywhere, apart from Southampton. You would have said after 2 or 3 games, we've made a mistake. The fans might have somewhat said, I told you so, Crouch is shit. Or they might have said, okay, I understand why you signed him. It was something different. All right, like I said, someone like Crouch, you're losing. You got a big goon on the bench. You're 1-0 down with 10 minutes left. Big man, warm up, on you come. Guys, ping it up to Crouch. We're playing off him. You wouldn't start him 19 games in a row when he hasn't scored and you're playing for Liverpool. But then he did score. The shittest goal you'll ever see. He struck it. It took a deflection. Went over the keeper. Guys, please, all of you. My girlfriend's just texted me. Watch Peter Crouch's first goal for Liverpool. He said he's picked it up, he's turned, and he said, it felt like nobody was coming towards me. Classic. Premier League, nobody's defending him. So if you remember the goal, I do. He's got it. I think he picked it up off Gerrard, of course, the captain. He's driven, Crouch, big dangly legs, man, like one of those, something from a circus. He's running like that, and then he lifts his head up, keeper's off his line. Crouch has struck it, his arm's about 10 times longer than man. He's struck it, It's took this deflection. I think it was against Wigan. It's took this deflection, but it was in the air for a long time. The keeper, guys, the keeper here. The keeper here. So it's looping. And keeper's going back like that. And he does this. Guys, you've got to watch it. It's outrageously bad goalkeeping. And he's done that. And he's fallen into net. Ball's gone over him. Anfield erupts. Benitez, what a coach, staying loyal to Crouchy. And then he started banging in a few goals for Liverpool. Then he's playing for England. He went to the World Cup with a golden generation, Crouch. And he said, like I said, 100 times, I should never have been a footballer. What would you be if you want a footballer, a virgin? Just putting it in your face. He's obviously given himself to demons. What Benitez did then, by continually starting Crouch, was horrible coaching. You've got a striker who hasn't scored in 19 games. You take him out. I would have been sick to be on the bench for Liverpool as a striker when there's a big goon who's not proven himself at all, continually starting ahead of me. I would have asked to leave the club. I said, this guy's starting. He ain't doing shit. Why am I not getting an opportunity? Because it was designed. He had to go 19. It was coded. He had to score on that day. The rest is history with Crouch. 6'7". God bless you, Lady Hawk. No, I never delete my videos. Maybe YouTube deleted it. I don't know. A joke. Right, I'm definitely off now. 66 likes. 56 in the live. 3 hours 21. Yeah, he was coded. I guess he was coded to play. But don't give me this shit about they're there because they're better than everybody else. They're not. And I've proven it in this live stream. All right. Take care, guys. Hit the like before I go if you can. I'm going to go get some food. 3:22. Skull and Bones. No, it's 3:24 actually. Yeah. Hopefully, I'm helping you see through the illusion in thousands of different ways. Here's just one today, that these footballs ain't what you think they are. And they don't get paid what you think they get. And they're ultimately leading you away from God. Because that's what pro sports do. They distract you from what really matters, which is God. Not them, who pretend that they're gods on a field when they're not even in control of their bodies. Cheers. Take care. God bless you all. Yeah, hugs to Kenya. I'll tell her. Thank you. And I'm off. Stomach's rumbling. Bye.